Getting that on a Tuesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. And we've got the one and only Jamie Rivers live ahead of tonight's Blues game. What's up, Jamie?
Not much, boys. How we doing?
Oh, we're doing great. How is Ottawa?
Ottawa is wonderful. I got to spend some time with Mama Rivers, and got to spend some time with my brother Sean and a bunch of friends. We had a big dinner last night, so all is good, boys.
Did you tell Sean I said hello?
Yeah, of course. He wanted to FaceTime you, but I said Anthony doesn't want to be bothered.
I appreciate both things. I appreciate
his private life is his private life.
Yeah. I really like to separate things. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Jamie. Why don't we start off with the latest news locally here, which is that Alexei Toropchenko got himself a contract extension. And Jamie, I wanted to ask you this. One, it's a one-year deal. You kind of buy out some of you buy out an arbitration here. But what does the contract extensions that Army has recently given out, what does that tell us about the way he's structuring his roster from an on-ice perspective? Is there anything to that?
Yeah, size and speed.
There you go. That's what that's what I was thinking. Yep.
You look at that fourth line right now, and although Radek Faksa and Oskar Sundqvist aren't the fastest skaters in the league, those are three big dudes. The last couple of games, watching that fourth line get out there and roll like through other teams, you got Toropchenko, who's 6'6". I think Faksa's 6'2" or 6'3". Sonny's 6'3". They're all well over 200 pounds. Like, that's a big-ass line out there. And you got a guy like Torpo, who's still young as far as how many years he has left to play. And he flies around out there. He hits everything that moves. I think that's the theme right now is Army's looking to get bigger, and we saw that. I mean, if you look at some of the guys he brought in the offseason, there's more size and certainly more speed.
Yeah, that's exactly why I had asked you that question, Jamie, because I feel as though that Army is setting up from an on-ice standpoint a very specific way of how he wants to win, how he wants the Blues to win. Of course, the team has to execute. You need some more injury luck because, unfortunately, with Robert Thomas being hurt, and we'll get to the latest injury here with Matthew Joseph, but this is a team that seemingly wants to be physical, and he's building a playoff roster, not just one that's going to score a bunch of points in the regular season and it's going to go for naught.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this team, it's they have to make the playoffs first. Sure. Obviously, that's the first order of business, but it's not a team that people are going to love to play against. And they've been up and down again, like this season, win one, lose one, win two, lose one. But you look at the size and the speed, and this is the tenacity. Matthew Joseph is a huge loss for the Blues, and I know we're going to get into talking about that, but he's just one of the guys that has changed the look of this team. You look at the Holloways, the Joseph, the Toropchenkos, like just the guys that they have up front that can fly around now. I don't necessarily think there's a lot of teams that are lining up for that right now. And when you add in the fact that Philip Broberg has been such an amazing addition to this blue line, and I've got to give compliments to P.O. Joseph. I didn't know what to expect when this guy was signed. I didn't know much about him. I seen him play a couple of games. I was like, I don't know why maybe his depth. He's a hell of a player, man. What I like about P.O. Joseph is he's tall, first of all. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got great reach out there. But watch him in the offensive zone. Every time he gets the puck, he finds a way to get the puck to the net. Like, doesn't hesitate. He's not looking for 3, 4, 5 extra passes. He finds a shot lane, and he gets it to the net as quick as he can. I like that. If I'm a forward, I like that. I want the pucks down there. I want the chaos in front of the net. I want the opportunity to score goals. So I think Army's added a lot of really good pieces, and I think the pieces that he's added will translate into good playoff hockey.
Jamie, I'm excited about this thing. I think when we are looking at, what they were able to do here with Torpo and getting these contracts done, it feels like Army understands what he did in the offseason. He does not want to happen to him in this upcoming offseason. Like, he's like, yeah, I did it to you. Won't do it to me. Sorry about it. Like, he understands that I got to get these deals done and make sure that these players are not restricted free agents going into the offseason, and they will be under contract, and nobody can offer sheet them and put us in a bad situation going forward.
Yeah, he's talked about leaving cap space for certain restricted free agents, but you know what? If you can get a player for what you believe to be the right price, and you know that you already know that player, it's a commodity that you have in your organization. I'm always a huge fan of extending guys and re-signing players that are in your organization. I just think that the continuity, especially when you got guys that work hard. So if you look at just the last two extensions, Jake Neighbors and Alexei Toropchenko, we talk about size and speed. That's great. But what else do they bring to the table? They show up to play every single night. They do all the dirty work that needs to be done out there. They take hits, they make hits, they block shots, they take shots. You're seeing a very specific type of player that Doug Armstrong is wanting to keep in the organization. And those are guys that compete every single day, whether it's practice, morning skate, or games. And so I love the fact that, Alexei Toropchenko is going to be around for the rest of this year and next year. And he's going to continue to grow within his role here within this team. And that has a bunch of promising, young, fast players. Couple that with some really good veteran leadership. And you know what? I think people will be surprised at where this team's at by the end of the year, and certainly very surprised by next year.
And there's one more name, and that is on that restricted free agent list that is probably very vital, and that's Joel Hofer. Is his time coming up? Is he going to be the next one that gets the contract extension? Is he waiting for that to happen?
Well, Carey, I'm glad you asked, because I picked up the phone this morning and called Army, and I was like, hey, Army, you got to get this one done, okay? You got to get this one done.
So it will be looking for that in the next week or so.
It was weird because he hung up and I tried to call him back, said I was blocked. Had to have been a mistake. But anyways, Joel Hofer, I wouldn't be surprised if Army's currently in talks with Joel Hofer and his representation. I think you'd be silly not to have open dialogue right now with such an amazing young goaltender who, by the way, I can promise you this. If Joel Hofer is still a restricted free agent come offer sheet time, he is going to get offer sheeted. I can promise you that. Somebody will be coming to take him because every night I look around the league and every night there's teams that are struggling in between the pipes. The Colorado Avalanche right now might give him the key to the city to sign with the Avalanche because their goaltending is so bad and they're such a good team. So, yeah, I think Army is aware of, how coveted Joel Hofer will be if he ever gets to that situation, which is why I think Army's probably going to get a deal done sooner than later.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis here, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh here as well. There's a spirited discussion going on in the Snake Pit right now, which is our Air Alliance Team YouTube channel, about how we all match today with our black shirts. I think Splashback Deuce said
got
that.
The memo.
Sorry. Marsh, though, unfortunately is not. Of course. Rocking the black.
It's always one.
I got the black hat on.
You do.
Yeah, he's got the black hat.
Yeah. Splashback Deuce said that we must have caught a Through the Loom sale on black T-shirts. That's absolutely correct. Yeah,
pretty much.
This here is called a True Classic T-shirt.
I got a few of those.
I'm not paid to say this. I'm just going to tell you, they're life changing.
Yeah,
I do like it. This is a Built BYLT. It's very comfy. Not paid to say that either, but if they're listening,
Might as well.
Hey,
sure
I'm
they
here
are.
for you.
Sure
a model, smile, all that.
I mean, they don't advertise yet.
Not yet. We're off at 5 o'clock today. We've got.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
It was all Jamie.
Yeah,
it was all Jamie.
Don't worry about the NHL. What the hell do they know? Jamie Rivers got this done.
Yeah, he did.
And we thank you, sir.
So the Blues take on the Senators at 6:05. We've got the pregame show starting at 5 o'clock. Blues in Ottawa. And the Ottawa Senators kind of remain a work in progress under Travis Green, their first-year head coach. They started 4-2. And now they've allowed 11 goals while suffering road losses over the weekend to the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche, two top opponents, obviously. But they're going to try to reset things tonight. But the Blues are seemingly catching Ottawa at a good time, Jamie, despite the fact that they've got their own injuries. It's just Ottawa, again, has struggled a little bit. And their goal prevention hasn't been great. So hopefully the Blues can get things done tonight and pick off the Senators.
Yeah, they're catching them. Listen, the Senators are a team that's very much like the Blues right now. They've got really good players. They've got some young talent. They're kind of in that 500 range. Like they can't seem to get out of that 500 range, but they haven't been good defensively. Their defensive structure is not good. So the Blues tonight are going to have to look to take advantage of that. Now they've got Ullmark in the pipes tonight. So he's obviously a really good goaltender, but the point of bringing him in for the Senators was because they're not great defensively, and you better have a good goalie, because we saw what happened to them last year when they didn't have a good goalie and their defensive structure was lacking. It's a horrible combination. It did not work for them. But they're going to be amped up to play, I can tell you that. Brady Tkachuk, talking to him this morning, and he's always extra amped up to play against the Blues. Not because he doesn't like the Blues. He just, growing up in St. Louis, and he gets pumped up to play in front of what he thinks, his family and friends and everybody watching back in the Lou. So he's a handful out there. Better be ready for him. And he tends to drag his team into battle. So Blues better be ready.
Guys, we got a text from the 618. My daughter's volleyball team has a blackout night tonight for the regional match. Thank you for participating, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
618. No problem.
We got you, listeners.
We're
We got
here.
you. We texted about your daughter specifically in the volleyball match.
Yep.
So.
We might show up. Text us where it's at. Anthony and I may. Jamie, he'll be a little busy.
That'd be tough.
Might be
I'll
late.
FaceTime in.
Yep. I can see you in the booth with John Kelly, and Carey and I just got our phones out. There you go, Jamie. We'll keep you updated.
Canadian Wi-Fi, though, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Could be a little spotty.
Hey, I'm on today, boys. Come on, this is the bonus.
We never know. Like Jamie's on for an hour, but it's always a little spotty there with that Canadian Wi-Fi.
It can be. That dial-up's tricky.
It is. 2:13, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We're going to stick with the Blues. How many more injuries can the Blues sustain where they can have, they can stay afloat, but also not have to maybe dive into their depth in the minor leagues? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Elevate your performance with my friends over at Pure Performance, who are your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. And not only are they known for their accessories in-house, they're known for their exceptional work and details that they have when they're customizing your vehicle. Please stop by the warehouse, by the way. It's 25,000 square foot facility, and it's located right off of Highway 70 in St. Peters. When you walk in, you got to ask for Shelby or Caleb. Please tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you in. They love to hear that. And then they're going to walk you through the showroom, whether it's running boards, whether it's light kits, leveling kits, tires, rims, you name it. Pure Performance has got it for you. And then once you pick out exactly what you want for your vehicle, they hand it off to the technicians. Technicians do a wonderful job of getting everything assembled for you. And then when you pick up your car, I promise you this, you'll barely recognize it. It's going to be incredible. So please don't waste any time. Get over there. Check out everything. But if you can't get over there right now, at least get there online. They got a great website. Visit them at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com. Are you currently thinking about remodeling, or maybe you're looking for replacement windows? Please call my friends over at Window World. They are simply the best for less. They're also the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. And once again, Window World windows are one of the 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. And let's not forget that they're ranked number 1 in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. Window World windows are so durable, not only do they stand behind their window, they let people like me stand on their window. That's right, I did that in the showroom and it did not break. Why? Because Window World uses a double-strength glass that gives it a strength not commonly used in replacement windows. They also back that up with a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, glass breakage, and labor. And let's not forget that they are still offering up to 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. And all you have to do for all of that is give them a call. But when you call, tell them that Jamie from 101 sent you in. That qualifies you for 4 Blues tickets to an upcoming game. And that number is 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800. Or you can always visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
Are in Ottawa tonight, which means Jamie Rivers is in Ottawa tonight, and he joins us right now for the first hour. Kind of calling this our Blues Power Hour here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. How can the Robert Thomas injury be spun into a positive right now? I mean, obviously you lose your best player, but you got the next man up mentality, which is great. It gives other guys opportunities. But then when you suffer a Matthew Joseph injury as well, at some point your depth winds up being an issue. So, Jamie, when you look at the injury situation right now for the Blues, if I were to give you a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of, man, this is not looking good anymore, being 10, and then 1, it's like, you know what, they can sustain this. Where would you be?
I think. Look, Robert Thomas is almost impossible to replace. You just don't replace players like that. But that's why you have depth. That's why you go sign guys. That's why you have players that you believe can help your team in case of injuries. It's not an ideal spot to be in. Matthew Joseph, I talked earlier about his brother, P.O. Joseph, coming in and showing me more than what I knew he had. Matthew Joseph as well. These are Eastern Conference guys, so you see them a couple times a year, and you don't necessarily know what they can bring on a daily basis. Matthew Joseph has been awesome for this team, especially as far as like initiating the forecheck and the hustle factor. Like that one play against Mitch Marner in Toronto the other night, he skates the length of the ice all the way back, lifts Marner's stick, takes the puck right before he's going to shoot the puck in the slot. Like that's called compete. That's an effort that you want. That right there, that shows your teammates of the effort that is expected of them as well. So that injury is not going to be easy to get over either. Now, you do have some pieces that can jump in and kind of pick up the minutes that Matthew Joseph has been playing. The Robert Thomas one, to go back to that, you really don't have another Robert Thomas. So that's going to be the difficulty there. And it's yet to be determined how much of an impact that's going to have. They won their first game against the Leafs and did not play as well as they should have against the Montreal Canadiens. So tonight we see what happens in Ottawa. We see what happens in Philly. And I think once you close out this road trip, you'll probably have a pretty good idea as to what your team's going to look like without these players, because now everybody's had an opportunity to get a chance to play maybe some elevated minutes, maybe different roles, maybe opportunity. And as a coaching staff, you look at that, as a front office, you look at that and say, okay, we can't survive this right now, or we're going to be just fine. We can get through this. We can weather the storm. And at the same time, you're going to get more results from, the doctors and whatnot back here in St. Louis who are looking at both Robert Thomas and Matthew Joseph. Of course, Robert Thomas is 6 weeks before he gets reevaluated, but Matthew Joseph, nobody's sure. He tweaked something. I saw the play, and it looked rather innocent, and then he couldn't skate, and he couldn't walk on his foot or his leg. So you can assume anything you want, but then he was walking around the hotel and the lobby, and it didn't seem terrible, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's not injured. Fingers crossed it's not as serious as I thought it was, but you don't know until you know.
So the Matthew DeFranks of the Post-Dispatch tweeted out the morning skate lines for the Blues. Texier, Buchnevich, Carey were the top line, Saad, Shen, Neighbors, Bolduc, Holloway, Kapanen, Toropchenko, Faksa, and Sundqvist. The defensive pairings, Suter, Parayko, Broberg, Falk, Joseph, Kessel, Perunovich out. So I don't want to read too far into this, Jamie, but I do wonder if Scott Perunovich's time is kind of, or at least his opportunities here in St. Louis are dwindling. All right, at kind of an all-time low. It doesn't feel like they've given him plenty of chances. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen here. And with all the defensemen that they have, even with Nick Leddy out, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like Perunovich's time is just it's dwindling. Nope, I think we lost Jamie there for a second. We'll try to get Jamie back on. He can reset. Hey, it's
hang on, am I back?
Oh, you're good. Hey, he's back.
Hey.
He's back.
Yeah, somehow I hit the mute button.
You're good.
I don't know. I think I was trying to mute Anthony, but no.
Yeah, sorry about that. We got the controls back here. You got to text Martian for that.
Son of a. So I heard everything you said, Anthony, and look, I don't know what the timeline is for Perunovich. That's a Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen question. But when you look at it on the surface, he sits for an extended period of time to start the season, gets a couple of opportunities to play, gets scored on a couple of times, couple of penalties. But I feel bad for him, too, because I've been in that situation to where you don't play for a long time, and then when you get into play, you're trying to create miracles because you're trying to show everybody how good you can possibly be because you don't know, if you're playing the next day. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest thing to do, is mentally prepare yourself, and they tell you, oh, you're going in, and then you're like, okay, is it for tonight? Is it for 2 nights? Is it 3 nights? Well, if I play really, really good and do something great, they can't take me out of the lineup. Yeah. Let me tell you something from my experience. That doesn't work very well. I remember, I'll never forget it, I was playing for the St. Louis Blues, and Al McInnes got injured, and at that moment, I was elevated in the lineup, power play, all this stuff. I thought to myself, I've got to make the most of this. I've got to go out and have a great game. I got to show everybody what I can do now. It was a stretch of 2 or 3 of the worst hockey games I think I've ever played in my life because I put so much damn pressure on myself that it blew up on me. Mm-hmm. It was terrible. So I feel bad for Scott Perunovich from that standpoint because it's so difficult to perform when you feel, for lack of better words, to perform at gunpoint. You just don't know if tonight's the night you're playing, tomorrow you don't. Are you being traded? Are you going to get waived? Who knows what's going on? So that's tough. But if we're just talking hockey, the defensive core right now is probably at its best with the current pairings that they have right now. And then when Nick Leddy comes back, obviously he's a really good piece of the puzzle. He goes in, and then who knows who comes out. P.O. Joseph, I'm telling you, he's been playing very well. Matthew Kessel, I think he's got some room to grow still. I think he's had some ups and downs so far this year. But, that just adds more layers for Scott Perunovich to try and, get through once Nick Leddy comes back, which could be any time now. Obviously not tonight, but he's been on this trip, skating, exercising, doing all that stuff. So that moment is coming. And if you're a young defenseman, whether you're Perunovich or any of the other guys, you know that when Nick Leddy's ready, somebody's coming out.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of Texier being on the top line?
What's weird is I don't really view that as the top line.
Okay.
I don't know what line's the top line yet this year. But when you look at that game in Montreal the other night, the best line on the ice, by far for the Blues, was Holloway, Joseph, and Bolduc. They generated way more shots on net at even strength. In fact, they had the most time in the offensive zone at even strength than any other line. And when you look at it on paper, you'd be like, oh, that's the third line. Mm-hmm. But is it? Like,
Yeah.
I think that all three lines are pretty balanced. And I like Texier up there with Booch and with Kyrou. Texier's a guy, he's another unknown. He played in Columbus. Didn't see him much, and you don't hear much about the Columbus Blue Jackets. No disrespect to them, but not a lot of people are outwardly following the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I think that Texier is still proving to the organization and to himself like where he belongs in this lineup. He's got good speed, he's got good size, he's got a hell of a shot. So I like him right now with Booch. I think that's good. I don't want to touch the Shen, Saad, Neighbors line. They seem to have really good chemistry, and we already talked about the fourth line. I like the chemistry that they have there. The big, the oak trees are on the fourth line that get the puck in, play down low, and they exhaust you.
Yeah.
So I like the line construction.
Jamie, do you think they've kind of fallen into maybe finding that other center with Holloway? He was playing on the wing, and because of the injury to Thomas, kind of forced into that role, but it seems to be going pretty well for him right now.
I love him at center ice. I do. He's a big kid. Is fast, and that's his natural position, guys. Mm-hmm. He played, youth hockey, junior hockey, college hockey, drafted in the first round, mind you, as a centerman. Then he hurt his wrist, went through some things, so they moved him to the wing in the minors. And then Edmonton, they were obviously stacked down the middle on their club, so they didn't use him as a center iceman.
Yeah, they got a few guys.
Yeah, I mean, the Draisaitl and McDavid, these guys are average for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, but so I think it's good that Holloway's getting an opportunity right now, and along with that opportunity, I think he's playing really good hockey. I mean, Kapanen will be on that line tonight, and although I think there might be a little drop-off from a finishing ability, because I think Joseph has more finish in his game. How funny is that, even though the Kapanen is a Finnish hockey player?
Oh, look at I see what you did there.
Did you get it, Anthony?
Well done.
Yeah, I saw the blank stare for a moment there.
No. I was right there with you.
Yeah. But I still think that line is going to be very good tonight. I think that they've got tremendous speed. So I'd expect Bolduc, Holloway, and Kapanen to be buzzing all over the place out there tonight.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Speaking of Marsh, he's got What's Trending next.
Why buy your next pre-owned or brand new car, truck, or SUV from Johnny Londoff Chevrolet? Because for over 80 years, they have been providing the best pricing and award-winning service in the St. Louis area. Let's remember that buying a vehicle, it's more than just a price tag. At Londoff Chevrolet, buying a vehicle is fun. They make it fun. The salespeople ask you what your budget is. They find you vehicles. They show you different features on the vehicles and the process of getting your financing done and all that stuff. It's easy. They make it fun because they care about the customer and they treat you like family. And that's exactly why I have been a customer for over 25 years now at Londoff Chevrolet. My kids, my girlfriend, everybody I know, I bring them to Londoff Chevrolet, not just because they have great vehicles, but because they have great pricing and great customer service and people that care about the customer. And I want that kind of service for you. So please stop by either of the locations. The original in Florissant, Missouri. The new one, the Londoff Autoplex out in St. Peters. Go by either place, say hi, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. But if you can't get there in person, get there online. Visit them at londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
Fellas, are you feeling like you've lost your edge a little bit? Maybe you've got experiencing fatigue, low energy, weight gain, muscle loss, mood swings, irritability. All of these things are signs of low testosterone. And that's why you need to visit my friends over at Mentality. They are your local experts in testosterone replacement therapy. And unlike some of the places that are online only, Mentality offers in-person consultations with their board-certified physicians, Anthony. And you know, as well as I do, once you sit down and talk to them and they do your blood panel and figure out what's going on with you, they provide you with your own specific program.
Yeah, you and I have been on the program now for quite a while, and we love it. And we love when people come up and ask us, hey, do you actually go into Mentality? Because we can tell them that the program has worked wonders for us and that they can go in and they can ask for themselves whether or not Jamie and I go in there. 2 different locations. I go to the one in South County mostly. Jamie mostly goes to the one out in Chesterfield, but both locations are great. They're both run by the same people. The folks down there are fantastic at Mentality, but they're going to help you. And of course, Jamie and I highly recommend, working out and eating right and making sure you're living your best lifestyle. But if you need some help, just like Jamie and I did, if you're always run down, if you don't feel like getting into the gym, the weight doesn't go up easy, you're not motivated, go see Mentality. If you are low on testosterone, they get you on the program just like Jamie and I, and all of a sudden things start to click for you, and you start to eat right, and you start to work out better, and you start to have that mental clarity, and your mood swings, they're not rapid all the time. You're nice and even keel. Mentality's fantastic. You can also visit them online at lowtusa.com. Tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. It's Mentality.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues take on the Ottawa Senators tonight, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 5, so we are off early today. 5 o'clock pregame. Puck drop is at 6. We'll talk with Joe Vitale at 4 o'clock. Just a heads up, we are pushing the gauntlet to 4:15. So we'll talk with Joe Vitale at 4 o'clock. Once again, Blues Senators tonight right here on 101 ESPN. The Dodgers are 1 win away from winning the World Series. They won 4-2 last night in the Bronx. We'll talk more about that later throughout the remainder of the show. But we have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we talked earlier about the Blues having some injuries. Well, there's no bigger injury than the best player in the world who went down last night against the Columbus Blue Jackets. That is Connor McDavid. He sustained a lower body injury in the Oilers' 6-1 loss. This is not good for the Oilers. They're 4-5-1 right now, 9 points on the year, and their goal differential is -13. Jamie, obviously, I don't really need to ask you how big of a loss this is, but do you think that the Oilers can stay afloat while McDavid is down?
Yeah, I think they can. I mean, look, he is the best hockey player in the league, but they also have a guy that's probably in the top 3 in Leon Draisaitl. And I think that, he's going to have to carry the load. He's going to have to be the guy, and they're going to have to rely upon several other players. Do I think it's ideal? No, obviously not. It's not ideal. But they do have enough talent to keep them above water while he's hurt, and hopefully it's not too long. If it's an extended period of time, like really long term, then yeah, that'll be problematic for the Oilers.
I feel bad talking about injuries because I'm bringing up another one, and that is Stephon Diggs. He is out for the season with a torn ACL. This is a huge blow to the Houston Texans because one of their other wide receivers is injured as well, and Nico Collins. Where does this leave the Houston Texans? I know they're in a favorable division in the AFC South, but we talked multiple times about how we don't really know who they are at this point. Now, the record says that they're a good football team, but it's sort of tough to trust them at this point.
Yeah, they haven't looked
This
great.
only makes it worse.
Yeah, there's no question. Go ahead.
The Texans are in the division where they shouldn't have much pushback. Like, Indianapolis coach, their quarterback, took a play off because he was tired.
He got benched.
I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. I'm too tired. It's too hard to run. Get the hell out of here. Jacksonville Jaguars, they are who they are. The Tennessee Titans
aren't trying.
So, I mean, by default, the Texans are the best team in the AFC South. They haven't looked good. And sometimes it's that sophomore slump that you can go through, especially as a quarterback that had such a great season like C.J. Stroud did last year. Teams watch film all offseason, see what you do well, see what you don't do well. And then he's had his best receiver has been out. Nico Collins has missed an extended period of time, missed about 3 games now, I think. And so that kind of changes what you do on offense as well. It's about players, man. You can have all of the schemes and the schematics. You know, that's why I told you the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to lose, because 2 of their best players were out in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. It's hard to replace really good football players. Collins will be back at some point. I know Stephon Diggs is out now, but getting your top receiver back will help them be a little bit more explosive on offense.
So they were 20th in offensive efficiency rate last year. So basically how well you move the ball, how much success you have. So they were 20th offensively, and we all thought, hey, C.J. Stroud was a great year last year, and it was. But they weren't overly efficient a year ago. They're 28th out of 32 teams in the NFL in that same stat this season. So they have definitely taken a step back. Stroud was 7th in league EPA per dropback this last season. He's 19th this year. So he clearly misses Nico Collins. That offense has clearly taken a step back. But this maybe now is an opportunity for C.J. Stroud and the offense to simplify things. That's not always a bad thing, at least until Nico Collins comes back. Now, you're not going to get Diggs back, but lean on Joe Mixon. You have a better running game this season with Joe Mixon when he's healthy than you did a year ago. So maybe you can kind of simplify things, lean on that defense a little bit more, lean on the running game a little bit more, and get physical. That's a tough team.
Yeah.
This is a team I think that can win close games and be fine, like you said, with the division. But you lack now that explosiveness in the passing game.
Now, that's what I was going to say, that lean on Joe Mixon. He missed 3 games, but he's been playing extremely well, when healthy, running the ball effectively, much better. He's getting the ball more than he did when he was in Cincinnati.
He looks better, too.
Because he's getting the football.
I think he's running better, too. He's running harder.
Yeah, it helps when you get in a rhythm. If I'm only getting 10 to 12 carries a game, and I'm a guy that needs 18 to 25, then your style is a little bit different. It's like what Jamie was talking about, when you don't know when you're going to play again, you try to make the best things happen, and then it just stinks. Yeah. So when you know you're going to get your 18 to 20 carries, life is a little bit easier. So I think he's playing extremely well. Lean on the running game, and C.J. Stroud he'll be fine.
I feel like this What's Trending is full of just injury news, because now I'm going to bring up that Joel Embiid and Paul George will miss tomorrow's game against the Detroit Pistons with knee injuries. Both of them participated in practice today, and their playing status will be reassessed. But this whole Joel Embiid thing, the NBA was looking into it. The whole situation with the injuries and sitting games out and whatnot, is this why people are turned off from the NBA?
Well, so Joel Embiid, I think, is different. He is actually has a chronic. Joel Embiid and Kawhi Leonard have chronic knee issues. Like they are.
Don't we all, Carey?
We do. But we're 40 plus, Jamie. Like we're at 26 and 28. Nah, I was good. I could run all day. Trust me. I try to run now, and my damn calf feel like it's gonna pop. So they have chronic knee issues. Kawhi for sure. I think the concern is that Joel Embiid said, I'm probably not going to be playing back-to-back games. It's frustrating. And Paul George he hyperextended his knee or has a bone bruise on. That was an ugly play when he hurt his knee a couple of weeks ago in preseason. It's injuries, man. Do I think that some of these players are not as mentally tough as maybe they were 10, 20 years ago? Yeah, I think that's part of it as well. If they feel a little bit of something tweaked, they're like, I'm good. It's 82 of these. I can miss 10, 15. I'm good.
I just find it funny because I would say out of the four, well, NBA is a little bit more physical than baseball, but you see like a guy like Freddie Freeman whose foot is not good, and the guy's hit he's hit home runs in 5 straight World Series games, 3 to start off this World Series. You have hockey players that will play through literally anything. Football, know that very well. Guys are not good to go week to week, but they go out there and they play, and some of them do very well. You would have no idea that they were even injured.
Yeah.
Like, I just find it funny that these basketball players can't do the same.
They are soft, man. Like, let's just call it what it is. Basketball players are soft. I got friends that play they hoop. They're not tough guys. Like, they're good guys, but they're not tough guys. They don't want collisions or contact. You foul them too hard, they ready to fight. It's just a foul, bro. Go to the line, take your 2. Shut up. What are you complaining about? Like, it's a softer sport. And I got a lot of friends who tried to play football. I mean, Charles Barkley talked about it to us. He got hit one time. Yeah, I got to do this again? Hell no. Yeah, sir, you got to do it every play. Nope, I'm good. I don't want to do it. So, it's a mindset playing hockey, playing football. It's mental. Like, you have to be willing to take punishment and pain and say, yeah, give me more. Like, it's a bit of a sickness. It's not for everybody. Right? It is. You want to stand in front of a slap shot? No way. But I'll do it. Yeah. Oh, give me one. Okay. You got another one? Nah, I don't. Do I have to? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. So, yeah, it's a different mindset for basketball than I think for football and hockey, and even baseball, because I don't want to stand in front of a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and get hit. But I don't want to foul a ball off the top of my foot without a pad on it and feel like I just broke a bone in my foot.
Yeah, you look at Ohtani, like he's running the bases, holding his damn shoulder.
Yeah. You think a basketball player is going to... Man, coach, come get me.
LeBron had to be taken out in a wheelchair that one time.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. And he hurt his finger.
Oh, that was weird. I can't walk.
I think, who else did that as well? Paul Pierce. I don't know if he was injured, though. I thought he had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It might have been a different situation.
Well, no, good guy.
Yeah.
Is he not?
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice, great guy.
Okay.
Check out some of his videos.
Oh, well, yeah. I think that was intentional, though, honestly. Yeah, he was trying to
Either way, it was entertaining.
How do I get fired? Got it.
I could do that. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey, give me a number between 1 and 500.
Oh, let's say, you know what? I'm going to make it easy. Can I get 7 today? Is that too much, Jamie?
7, you only want 7 today,
Yeah, just
Carey?
7 today.
I can easily give you 7.
All right, give me 7.
All right.
It's a lucky number.
What the hell,
Anthony,
man?
you want 7 too?
Give me a number, Marsh.
All right, 67.
Your favorite number.
That's going to be more difficult.
Jamie Rivers, 69. Keys to victory tonight for the Blues. That's next on 101 ESPN.
out to the Lodge. The Lodge is Twin Peaks right there in Maplewood. They have a tremendous restaurant out there. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks either. They've got great drink specials on the daily. They've got great bourbon selection. They've got the Pink Whitney. They've got great vodkas. They make an excellent margarita. And let's not forget about the 29-degree man-sized draft. And when it comes to burgers, I absolutely love Twin Peaks burgers. The Hangover especially, you get a fried egg on there, bacon, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, mayo. It is fantastic. A little side of fries. And again, of course, wash it down with that man-sized draft. The staff over there is awesome. They're going to answer any questions you have about the menu. They'll actually tell you about new items on the menu as well. And as far as sporting events are concerned, maybe the Blues game tonight or any other sporting event you're looking to watch, they've got the TVs all lined up in the bar. You don't miss 1 minute of the action. And that's why you got to go visit my friends over at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Tonight, the Blues will visit the Ottawa Senators. We'll have the pregame for you right here on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN, starting at 5 o'clock. Puck will drop around 6 with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter, and Jamie Rivers now has his 69 keys to victory for the Blues tonight against the Ottawa Senators.
Well, you're going to be disappointed, Anthony, but I do have a few here. First one I got for the Blues is a good start. You have to have a good start. The Senators have been on the road here for a number of days. They're coming back, and the first game back at home is always a tough one for the home team. You got to make sure you make it really difficult for them with a good start. You finish all your hits early, too. Key number 2 is get pucks behind their defense. And we talked earlier about how their defensive core is not great as far as defensively. Well, make them play defense. Put the puck behind them, make them go get the puck, make their life difficult, create some chaos in the offensive zone, and then hopefully create some turnovers and create your own offense and goals at that point. Key number 3 is pucks and bodies to the net. Senators, again, we're going to continue to highlight their struggles defensively, and by putting pucks and bodies to the net. Ullmark, who's a tremendous goalie, hasn't had a great start to the season. I told the media the other night that the loss was his fault and he needs to be better. And so he's already in his own head. Let's give him a reason to stay there and get lots of pucks and traffic there, make his life difficult. How about get the power play going? I think it's time for this power play to do some damage. It has been rough. Let's just put it that way. It's been rough to watch this power play over the last little while here. So I think I'm thinking positive thoughts, and the power play gets going tonight here against Ottawa. I think you're going to have to match some of the physicality tonight as well. We talked about Brady Tkachuk already being fired up for this game. You better believe he's going to be like a wrecking ball out there. He's going to hit everything that moves. He's going to be in front of the net. He's going to be challenging players. It's going to be a handful. So you got to be ready to match that and not necessarily deal with Brady Tkachuk, but give it back. Go find Stützle. Go find Giroux. Go find Shabbat. Go find another guy to hit and make their life difficult at the same time. Finally, for me, it's defensive zone play as well. Keep the front of your net clean. We just talked about a guy like Brady Tkachuk who's going to get down there. He's going to challenge guys. Joel Hofer's in the pipes tonight. Want to make sure you try and make his life as easy as possible. Those are my keys to the game.
All right, let's play our goal game.
When a couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Shoot!
I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score! We got hockey to learn.
All right, Marsh, you're still up, right?
No, Jamie. Jamie's
Jamie's up.
the leader in the clubhouse.
How many you got,
right.
Jamie?
I don't know.
2.
All right,
2 is the number.
Anthony, I'm going to add 2 more tonight with Jake Neighbors.
Hey, Jake the Snake.
Good choice.
Off the board.
Yeah.
Give me Dylan Holloway.
Dylan Holloway is now off the board.
Go ahead. Last time I took yours and you were upset.
Oh.
If you take mine, I'm going to be bothered.
I'm going to take Brandon Saad tonight.
Okay, good.
Brandon Saad.
You all like that line there, huh? Give me Kasperi Kapanen.
Oh, shot in the dark for Carey Davis. Shot in the dark. Speaking of shots, Carey has faced 2 shots today.
What?
Yeah, 2
So,
shots.
Jamie, this is
Yeah.
the second time that it came down to a tie. And somehow or another, I'm the one that has to get shot. No one has figured out this algorithm called the point system. Nobody knows. But somehow, my name is always at the bottom when it's a tie. Feels a bit like conspiracy theory. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, somebody's got it rigged, Carey.
Yep.
For sure.
Not a fan.
Don't know why, but, you know.
I'd have wore jeans today if I'd have known that was going to take place.
Well, you got to text in and ask Anthony how the picks go.
Yeah, that's what Jamie does.
I see why he does it.
It's so helpful, too. I really appreciate it.
It was right around, 5:30.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, we all get the text. Jamie goes, hey, Anthony, just checking in. Where are we at? So, unfortunately, we did lose this week. First time we lost all week. They all had a good week. They all did very well. And instead of just accepting the win and being humble about it, Moon accused us of cheating.
Why did we cheat and lose?
So, what did he just say? They're cheating?
Well,
or did he specify.
Yeah, he specified with absolute utter nonsense. He said that he still thinks that Mike Ryder is making some of our picks. Like, why? Mike Ryder, who, God love him, I don't think he's watched an NFL game in, 10, 15 years, Mike? Why would we?
Did he shake his head? Yes?
He's like, yeah, I haven't watched a game in 10 years. Like,
It's unreal.
Why would he turn to Mike and say, hey, Mike, really need your thoughts on
What do you
this?
think here?
Which way you leaning,
Which
Mike?
way you leaning, Mike? Mike would look at us and be like, who's playing? You know, like,
They should ask him. They should ask him to do their picks.
You know what, Anthony? That's a good solution. You should text Moon and tell him, say, by all means, Mike Ryder has permission to make all of your picks from now on.
Go for it. Go for it, champ.
Have fun.
How are you? It's not ridiculous.
And we cheated on a week that they won.
Now that's absurd.
That's weird.
Right.
It's absurd.
Can't just have a good week. Congrats. You won your first week. Now we're heading into week 9, but nonetheless, it took
Magic numbers 2.
It took you almost 2 full months to get your dub. Cool. But to say Moon's like, should be a rule that you should all make your own picks. Okay, champ.
Who makes the picks?
No problem.
Like who?
Yeah.
Do we all go into Ryder's office one at a time?
I don't know.
Hey, I know you got the insider information. What do you think about this Steelers versus Giants on Monday night?
Ryder, I know you have a million things going on. But by the way, do you think you can make my NFL Week 9 picks for me?
Right. Ryder, who does 787 jobs for everybody. Jeez. We're not going to throw one more on there. Yeah.
I even figured out how to make my picks on the road this year. That we didn't have to. Yeah. Come on. Moon, be better.
He's a gem. All right.
I said better, not bitter.
Yeah, right. He's already got that covered. Jamie, have a great call tonight. And we'll see you back here, I think, Thursday for an hour?
Friday.
Friday?
Wait,
no, I think
today's what day?
Today's Tuesday.
Today
Taco
we play
Tuesday.
we play in Philly Thursday night. I'll be back about 3 a.m. Thursday or Friday morning, however you want to word it. But I'll be back. I'll be in for Friday show.
Yeah, you will. Nice. All right. See you, buddy.
See you guys.
That's Jamie Rivers. We've got Carey, Marsh, and I. We got you covered for the next 2 hours leading up to the pregame. Yeah. Boys, I want to talk about the Yankees. And how utterly disappointed I am in the New York Yankees, who are the biggest frauds in baseball. That's
Aaron
next.
Judge looks good.
What's that? Aaron Judge?
Aaron Judge looks good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he looks real good. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Well, the lovely city of Las Vegas, Nevada is home to Circa Casino, which has the largest sports book in the world. Derek Stevens, who is the owner of Circa, talked to me years ago about his vision to create the Circa sports book over there, and it is fantastic. You got to go there and check it out. But one great thing is that now Circa Sports Illinois, the app, is bringing the world's biggest sports book to your fingertips. They've got great money lines. There's no betting limits. It's user-friendly. I absolutely love it. And one thing I love is the odds. The odds are better. I'm looking at some of the NHL action tonight. The Minnesota Wild sitting there on the money line at minus 112 against the Penguins. Marc-Andre Fleury going back to Pittsburgh for his last game ever. I'm expecting a big performance out of him. I took the Wild at minus 112. There are other great options as well that you guys should be checking out. And it's also, again, the people who run Circa Sports are there to help you with great customer service. It's not a robot or a computerized system. You talk to a human being every single time. So please don't miss out on the action. Download and bet like a pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app today and join in on the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
a best ball. It's ripped down the line. It is gone. A 5th consecutive World Series game with a Freddie Freeman home run. And the Dodgers are on the board first in Game 3.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Poor Marshy's parlay went right out the window. One swing from Freddie Freeman last night in the first inning.
That was bad.
Clark Schmidt takes the mound for the Yankees, faces Shohei Ohtani, who's got one arm, and walks him.
On 4 pitches, if I'm not
On
mistaken.
4 pitches, walks Shohei Ohtani.
Probably forgot that he was injured.
Boy, yeah, maybe, Marsh. He's got a lot going on. He's preparing for a World Series game. Maybe he just forgot.
Was it Dave Duncan that said if you walk the first batter, you can pretty much expect him to come around and score? Did I hear him say that?
I don't know, but it sounds like
I mean,
it's very
wise. I've heard him say that on these airways before.
It does feel that way.
If you walk the leadoff hitter, just put a
Just
notch.
count him.
Yeah, just count him as a run.
The New York Yankees are embarrassing. Now, am I bitter because I've been rooting for them to beat the Dodgers?
It's your team.
Yeah, I fully admit it. I fully admit I am bitter because the Yankees have had one job, which is to give us a competitive World Series. And outside of the first game, when they held a very small lead after the Stanton home run, they kicked the ball around in that one and made mistakes now, and they lose. Not competitive in game 2, barely competitive last night, and I'm being nice. It's a joke. They are overrated, and they have been overrated.
Do you hate the Dodgers or do you hate the Yankees because they stink?
I hate the Yankees for not matching up with the Dodgers. They have crap down their legs. Aaron Judge has been wretched.
Oh, he worked a good walk last night.
Wretched.
Good. Seeing the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta, good eye.
Good eye.
You've piled up wins, Yankees,
Oh, he's so
against
upset.
crap teams. You don't deserve to be here. Dodgers, congratulations on your World Series victory.
No.
His puppy is over.
Nah.
Over.
It was over after Game 1.
Break out the brooms. Tear Yankee Stadium down, turn it into a parking lot.
Oh, my God.
It is over.
Dodger Stadium's a parking lot.
Mostly. Judge, 62 home runs in 2022. And he's batting what in the World Series right now? He's got
Under
a batting
the
average.
Mendoza line, that's for sure.
1 for 12, 7 strikeouts against the Dodgers. For the postseason, he's hitting 140 with 2 home runs, 20 Ks, and 54 plate appearances.
Is that good?
No.
No.
It is awful. The Yankees should be embarrassed. They honestly, if they get swept tonight, they should take one of those 27 championships and give it back to somebody.
Give one to the Cardinals.
Sure.
Nah. I'm not going to do that.
Just take it away. In fact, take away 4 of them. For every loss that you had in the World Series, you have turned this World Series into a joke.
That feels harsh. He's batting 083 right now.
083 in the World Series.
In the World Series. He only batted 167 in the ALCS.
I could have batted 0 for you. It'd be basically the
154
same.
in the ALDS.
This is brutal.
Hey.
We all knew the Dodgers were the better team. They are. They're the better team, clearly. I was hoping that the Yankees and all their pride would step up. But no.
Hey.
No. It's over.
Series, you never know. We were saying the same thing during the Stanley Cup.
This is different.
Best player in the world, where are you?
That is different.
This is different.
He showed up.
That team was good.
Brought it back to Florida.
This team is not. The Yankees aren't good. They beat up on they outslugged Kansas City and they outslugged Cleveland. 2 teams that at times had no offense this year. And I know Kansas City swung some good bats earlier in the year, but by the time the postseason came, Kansas City, no offense, Cleveland, no offense. And the Yankees outslugged them, and now here we are. And we get to enjoy the Dodgers sweeping the Yankees. I hate it, Carey.
You sound frustrated.
I'm very frustrated.
We talk about this all the time, man. Like, coaching matters, but not as much as the players on the field. And if your best players, we saw this with the Cardinals. If your best players or player does not show up in the critical moments, you probably have zero chance of winning. Now, one could say, well, Shohei hasn't shown up. They got a couple of other guys that have been MVPs on their team as well that have shown up. So I think the two stars in this series haven't performed particularly well in Shohei or Aaron Judge.
At least one of them's got a significant injury.
That happened last game.
He did have a significant hit, though, too, in Game 1. His Game 1 double that
led to
the sack fly.
Freddie Freeman's been banged up.
Yeah, he got a foot or ankle injury.
He's been banged up. He's touched seats 3 straight games.
He's good. See, Shohei is only batting. He's batting 091. He's not that much better. Actually, not that much better at all.
Well, good thing he has, I don't know, the rest of his all-star lineup to back him up.
So we have Shohei Ohtani leading off, all-star, MVP.
Yeah.
Great player, probably the best.
All-around
to
great
ever
guy.
do it. Great dude. Great dog, apparently. Then their next batter is MVP, World Series champion, all-star, Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Then your third batter, World Series champion, MVP, all-star.
Yeah.
Then the next guy won a home run derby.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
And then you just keep going down the line.
Right.
Well, the Yankees have.
The Yankees has two. They have two good hitters, and one of them stinks right now.
Giancarlo Stanton won an MVP, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hey.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's been good in the
Juan
playoffs.
Soto,
He's been good.
Juan Soto will more than likely at some point win an MVP. You got 3 guys and you got 3 guys. What are we complaining about here?
I could run.
This is how I feel.
I could run backwards faster than Giancarlo Stanton can run forward.
Well,
Fact.
He doesn't have to run fast if you hit it out the stadium.
He did it yesterday, and he got thrown out.
He did get thrown out.
Look at the two. Just the base running situations there. So Stanton, who's got a piano on his back, ripped to all crap, can't move. Right. Yeah. So he gets tossed out, and Edmund reads, who was it, the Mookie Betts hit, the one that dropped in? Perfect. Yeah. Edmund read that perfectly, scored on that. The Dodgers are better. They're better in every facet of the game. They're better from an offensive standpoint. They're better defensively. The Yankees are a joke defensively. The one area the Yankees should have an advantage is starting pitching. And that has been a wash.
I think they've only had 12 innings pitched combined out of their starters, and about 6 of them came from Garrett Cole.
Yeah, you're gonna send Luis Gil tonight versus? I don't care. That's a bullpen game for the Dodgers. You're gonna send Luis Gil to the mound to save you.
The problem is, we talked about this all last week leading up until the World Series started. The Dodgers, in your opinion, didn't have the better pitching.
I was wrong.
Yes, and you and I both thought that the star players would show up. And we were wrong in that. But the Dodgers have a better team. Now, you can say, they paid for all of them. Maybe.
You'd be right.
Maybe.
No,
but that's the purpose. If you're going to pay, damn it, let's win.
And they're going to. And you know what?
Glad you finally came along.
Well, okay. I don't care that they pay for their guys. I don't. I really don't. I don't pay for
what?
I don't blame the Dodgers for that. Major League Baseball allows this. You don't have a salary cap. You don't have a salary floor. So you've got this luxury tax in place, which kind of keeps the big spenders at bay, kind of. But then you don't have a luxury floor. Or you don't have a floor. So these teams that clearly don't give a crap about being competitive, they get off scot-free. Then you have teams like the Cardinals who only care about being profitable. Let's be real about it, all right? Why don't we be real about it? And they're not the only ones.
Anthony, they won 84 games.
So you got
83 games.
The Cardinals did. What are you talking about?
So you've got these middle rung teams that do just enough just to be profitable. This is your league. This is your league, Major League Baseball. Dodgers are about to sweep the Yankees in the least competitive World Series that we can remember. At least in a while.
The best ones on paper aren't always the best ones that play out.
Marsh, I don't care. This is supposed to be entertaining, and it's not entertaining. And I blame Major League Baseball, and I blame the Yankees.
I do too.
The Yankees should be relegated.
You know what they should do? They should juice the balls.
Well, maybe Aaron Judge will have a shot, but he's also got to put the bat on the ball.
That has been a problem. It has been a problem. You know, the Yankees. So I was listening to the pregame going home, and they were talking about they were going to give Aaron Judge kind of the vibe that Trey Turner got in Philadelphia when he was struggling. We're going to cheer on him. We're going to cheer him on, and hopefully they started chanting MVP in his first at bat. It was kind of a lukewarm crowd engagement to begin, but then they started chanting MVP, and then he swung and missed, and they stopped. And then he swung and missed at another one. Then he struck out, and they were like, yeah, this guy's not going to get it done. But it's the thought that counts, right, Anthony? That's not New York. They don't cheer for you when you stink.
No, typically,
but they do.
Typically, they take your soul.
They did try.
Yeah, they did.
And I was in for an instance. I was like, get a hit, big fella.
Yeah.
Bring it home.
Yeah.
Don't hit a home run, but get a hit.
Because you were for the Tigers.
Get a hit.
He went from the most valuable player to the most vulnerable player.
Oh. See what you did there, Marshy. Still the MVP.
What does it say about this guy's... I mean, you're a Yankee. You're talking about Babe Ruth and Reggie Jackson and Derek Jeter.
I mean, it's
different.
Sports
in New York.
are hard, man.
It's different in New York.
And if you could open the mind, like go into the psyche of a professional athlete, like there are some people that when that moment hits where it's critical, nothing bothers them.
Big Pop?
It doesn't matter to them. They are oblivious to everything. Like, and then there are some people that are so engulfed in that moment, like, oh my God, it's here. Oh, and I don't know if Aaron Judge is the latter, if he's going through that, but at some point, he is one of the best players. He's probably going to win another MVP. That's what he is. He's going to have to show that. Now, he'll probably hit a 3-run shot tonight, and they'll lose 9-3. But he will get that monkey off his back. He will feel a little bit better, and they'll still lose. In the bottom of the 8th. 3-run shot.
They'll lose all right.
Yeah.
This happened to A-Rod, though, did it not?
He won.
Eventually.
Yeah. But he won.
Eventually.
He was kind of going through that.
Like
he knocked the ball out of who did he knock the ball out of somebody's hand? Like he was trying so hard.
Who was that?
I forget who it was. It was in the World Series though, wasn't it?
It wasn't Euclid, was it?
Well, it could have been.
It might have been. It would have been.
No, that was against
ALCS.
Yeah, that was in 2000. Wasn't that 2004?
I don't remember, but he was pressing like what you're saying, like and had to go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in 2009 they win the World Series, but it might take a while. It might take a while for Judge. I don't think this will be the last time the Yankees are in the World Series.
It should be
with Judge.
You said it should be?
Yeah, it should be.
He is so bad.
You know what? You had a good run, though. You had a real good run.
I gave my all for 3 games.
You had the Chiefs. You had UConn for 2 years.
I did.
You know, the Sharks were admirable taking on the Blues in the Western Conference. Final back in 2019. That was a good run for them.
I've hopped on 3 bandwagons. I've hopped on the Chiefs bandwagon. I've hopped on UConn's bandwagon, and I hopped on this crap Yankees team bandwagon. Not because I wanted to, but because I needed to. Because I hate the Dodgers. Hate them.
I mean, your mom likes the Yankees.
Yeah.
My dad's a huge Yankees fan.
There you go.
And I know he's listening right now.
I ran into your dad into the parking lot.
You did, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Stalter.
That's not what it's... I got to tell the story. Did we tell the story out loud? I think we told. I get a call. I thought we told this. So
I don't think so.
It was, 2 weeks ago? My dad was in town doing some work. And Carey called like 2 seconds after the show. Like sometimes we walk out together or something like that. That night, I don't know, I had to go to the bathroom or something like that. So Carey calls. I'm like, what's going on here? I just saw him. Pick up the phone. Carey's like, yeah, there's somebody parked right next to your car. You can't even get in your car if you try to get in. So I'm going to wait, and you let me know when you come out. And I'm like, all right, yeah. I'm like, oh, wait, no, it's probably my dad. He's dropping off some tools.
I was looking in my rearview mirror. I was just waiting. I was like, I don't know who he is, but I'll be here until you come outside. Yep. And for a moment,
that's a
I was
teammate.
Like, I didn't know it was your dad. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, I had some bad thoughts about that, man.
I appreciate it. He would appreciate it, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's going to have a bad night tonight. There's no doubt.
Sorry about that.
Dodgers 13, Yankees 4. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. NFL 4 Downs next on 101 ESPN. The Happy Roof Company, they should be your first call when it comes to any sort of roof damage or if you need to replace your roof. But if you have a leaky roof or an old roof or a damaged roof and you don't want to get up on a ladder and check it out, or you're like me, man, I don't know what I'm looking at up there. The Happy Roof Company, they do a great job. And if you call today, they will have someone to look at your issue within 24 hours. So give them a call, 314-665-3001, and I'll give you that number again toward the end of the spot here. But if you call today, they're going to have someone to look at your issue within 24 hours. If you have a damaged roof, but your insurance company's already paid you, but you just need a roofer that's going to give you an estimate, call the Happy Roof Company. They got free estimates with competitive pricing. They've got cost-effective solutions of both flat roofing and metal roofs. If maybe you need some help with your insurance paperwork on a damaged roof, call the Happy Roof Company. Again, they can help on that. Or if you're in a situation where you're looking down the street and all your neighbors are getting new roofs because their insurance claims were accepted, but yours got denied, Happy Roof Company, they work well with insurance companies. So give them a call, 314-665-3001. You can also visit them at thehappyroof.com. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's the Happy Roof Company. Time for our NFL 4 Downs here on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. Fired away. Fire away.
First down.
All right. So we briefly mentioned the trade that happened today in the NFL, and it involved the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. Did the Panthers prove again that they are the worst organization in the NFL based on what they got for Deontay Johnson?
Oh, man. So they traded for him last year, or was it offseason for him from the Pittsburgh Steelers, which was a surprise because I guess Pittsburgh wanted him gone, wanted him out, wanted to move on from him. I don't know what the Panthers are doing. I don't concern myself with what the Panthers are doing because the Panthers have proven, yes, that they may not know what they're doing. I thought it was interesting that he went to the Ravens after I had my conversation yesterday about how poorly the Ravens were catching the football.
The jug machine.
The jugs. They needed to get on them. Here's what I do know. Somebody lost their job today. Somebody got a job and somebody lost their job. Probably Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
Probably going to be the only.
No.
Yeah, probably. Rashad Bateman was a first-round pick. He's probably safe for another year, but Nelson Aguilar, they brought in a guy. Did I ever tell y'all there was a team that I played on that every Tuesday, our off day, there would be players working out every Tuesday. And so if you played poorly on Sunday and you look out and see, oh, there's 6 fullbacks out there. Wonder what that's for. And they're there for a job interview, buddy. You're a left tackle. Why are there 5 left tackles out there? What are they doing?
What are all my friends doing here?
You're probably going to be looking for a job in a day or two.
Yeah.
So it's the NFL. If you don't do your job well, somebody else will. And the Baltimore Ravens have an upgrade at that position now. Deontay Johnson, I thought he was really, really good as a Steeler. It kind of went left as it got later on in his tenure there. But I think they added him. They're going to use him opposite of where Zay Flowers, or maybe you kick Zay into the slot, or maybe you put Deontay in the slot. Whatever. You have more weapons. You have more opportunities to get the ball downfield, and hopefully guys that can catch it.
Yeah, Marsh, you asked about the Panthers being. I mean, they are a horrible run franchise. I don't think this indicates they got a fifth. They got a 5th round pick. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He's got 30 catches on the year for 357 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's a good ad. But
he was a dude a few years ago.
He was, yeah. In 2021, he had 107 catches for the Steelers.
I think he had it 2 years in a row, didn't he?
No, I got close. He had 88 receptions, 107 and 86.
Got you.
But he's a good player, but his contract's up at the end of the year. We're not talking about a full season. So I think Carolina did well in terms of just trading him and getting something for him while they could.
2nd down.
We sort of just touched on this, but for the Ravens, does adding another wide receiver make sense? And did they add to a true need?
I think when you add competition, it's good. But this wide receiver would not, even after we slammed them today and yesterday for how many passes they dropped, I don't think wide receiver was a big need for Baltimore. Not more so than secondary help, not more so than adding another pass rusher. I think their issues are clearly on defense. And maybe they still will add a pass rusher. It's gonna cost a little bit more, obviously, than a 5th round pick. I think adding Johnson to the receiving core and upgrading where you can, I think it's always a good idea. This is what good teams do. But man, this is not their biggest need.
Their biggest need is the need to run the damn ball. Todd Monkenon, run the damn ball, man. Just run it.
Yeah.
Nobody cares if the defense knows that it's a run. You got 2 guys in the backfield. They are elite. Derrick Henry is elite. Lamar Jackson is elite. Run it.
Yeah.
Make them stop it. Do that. Have fun. And then find your receivers downfield for big plays. 11 carries for Derrick Henry, not nearly enough. Yeah. I don't care what you say. He's the leading rusher in the NFL. He needs 20 carries. He needs 15 to 20 carries. Yeah, I would be giving him 12 to 15 in the first half, because that's going to soften up the defense. Now they're going to bring a safety down in the box. Now you got 8 in the box. Now you got Zay Flowers over the top. You got Mark Andrews over the intermediate and middle. You got Isaiah Likely as well. You got guys that you can get the ball to. You added Deontay Johnson. Run the damn ball, please, and thank you.
You should be a head coach somewhere.
Maybe. One day.
One day again.
Third down.
Oh, this guy. Can Anthony Richardson overcome this benching and turn around his Colts career?
CD, what's going on in a locker room when something like this happens?
So
for those that don't know, Anthony Richardson took himself out of the game on Sunday because he was quote unquote tired.
Yeah, I've never seen that in my life. Like, it was a big deal. I don't know if you remember this when T.O. was saying that Donovan McNabb was tired in the huddle and couldn't get the plays out in the Super Bowl. That's critical. Like, as a quarterback, okay, I'll take you behind the curtain. We're in the huddle. And we can be conversing about, oh man, you got to get that block. Oh man, good block, good catch, bro. Good tackle, good job of chipping on that. Not tackle, because if you tackle, there's an interception. Right. But good chip on that, man. Appreciate that, man. Why didn't you? And as soon as the quarterback comes in huddle, like, that's the rule. You shut the hell up, because what he's about to give you is vital information, and you need it. So if your quarterback says, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a play off, man. I'm tired." You guys, Joe, go ahead. You can do it.
Yeah.
You're bringing in a quarterback that is not warmed up. He has not taken a snap. Normally, if a quarterback gets injured, you see the quarterback and the center taking snaps, center quarterback exchange. He's warming up. All of those things. You told him right now, go, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Who in the hell does that? Nobody. It never happens.
Not at quarterback.
Not at the quarterback. You are the leader of the team. I remember a few years ago, I was coaching high school, and I had a kid. He was an offensive lineman, and quarterbacks don't come out the game. Like, it's just on the drive. I had a kid that was so tired. He was so, "Coach, I need him." And I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" Took himself out the game. What? Now, we watched the film, and I said, "Son, if you're going to play like that every snap, I'll use all 3 of my timeouts if you need it." I'm sorry. Because he was gassed, and he was blank. But as a quarterback, even if you do have to call a timeout, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But you got to get in the huddle. And it's a bad look for your team as a teammate. Nobody wants to play with a guy that quits. And you may say, "Oh, it's one play. What difference does it make?" That's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Could be the difference in the game.
Could be.
Kev from the Snake Pit said, "Didn't DeMarco Farr and Kevin Carter take themselves out of the end of the Super Bowl?"
Those
they
are
did.
Defensive linemen rushing the quarterback.
Yeah.
And
they were
was
gassed.
Vermeil was like, "What are you doing?
You're out too?
Yeah.
You want to come out?"
That was awesome.
They caught him on camera.
Those are defensive linemen rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Like, you have a defensive line rotation usually. Linebackers don't come out. DBs don't come out unless there's an injury. Quarterbacks and offensive linemen don't come out.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the unwritten rule. Like, you play and trust me, people are tired, but it's a mental part of the game that you have to fight through.
You don't think Lamar Jackson has been tired?
Yes.
40 some odd run that he's going to go back to the huddle and call a play. You don't think Michael Vick or Randall Cunningham or Jaden Daniels now? You don't think they're gassed after a long run?
And the fact that they benched Anthony Richardson after that tells me everything that I need to know.
Yeah.
There's a lack of respect for him at this moment in that locker room.
Well, maybe it'll be an opportunity for the kid. Maybe he'll learn from it.
They play better with Flacco anyways.
They do.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. Real quick here, can the Texans overcome their injuries at the wide receiver position?
I think they'll overcome them for now because the division is so weak. I don't think that's an issue. But until they get Nico Collins back, I think their passing game takes a hit. I think this is a great opportunity for them to run the ball, play, and lean on their defense.
Get Tank Dell involved.
And get Tank Dell involved, absolutely. John from the Snake Pit said Paul Crew took himself out. He's right. That if you haven't seen that documentary, a lot of controversy surrounding that. I thought Paul Crew.
Which time?
He took himself out.
Second time, yeah.
We threw that first one.
He didn't want. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, that's when he took himself out, didn't it? That first one.
Yeah,
first game?
He was hurt.
First time?
And what was it, in college?
Well, yeah, he threw the college game and then
he threw it.
Yep, and then the warden, he kind of had him by the huevos rancheros. But Paul Crew, in the end, he stepped up. True leader he was.
He was.
The warden was trying to shoot him at the end.
Yeah. He wanted him
gone.
He wanted him gone.
But you know what he was doing?
He's just getting the game ball.
Just getting the game ball.
It's a game ball. Yeah. Great documentary.
Yeah, really good.
Got two different versions of it.
They had a really good backup quarterback, too.
They certainly did.
Had a good running back. He's from St. Louis. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah. Really good running back. Yeah. Michael Irvin was on that team,
He was
too.
good, too.
Yeah.
A lot of good players.
Terry Crews. It's a crazy team. That's a lineup now.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, certainly. Good stuff. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh had a question for us in regards to the World Series that he's going to pose next on 101 ESPN. I was just down at Auto Centers Nissan this morning. I love going down there if we have anything going on with the Pathfinder. Say it was just an oil change, but got a couple other things taken care of at Auto Centers. They do such a great job taking care of you. Whether you're, inside their waiting room and they got the hot dogs going and the soda machine, and they've got plenty of outlets if, you want to get some work done while you're waiting for your car service, but they get you in and out quickly. They do a great job taking care of you. It's not just the sale of the vehicle at Auto Centers Nissan. I always say they take care of you from sale to service because they've got so many different programs that you can take advantage of for cheaper oil changes and services. They do a great job out in Herculaneum. They got a massive lot, over 700 vehicles, new vehicles. They've got pre-owned vehicles as well. In fact, it's the largest and best used selection in St. Louis that you're gonna find. It's Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They still got their Fall into Savings event going on. Take advantage of some of the low financing rates that they have. Take advantage of vehicles that are priced below $23,000. We're talking about new vehicles priced below $23,000 or even $30,000. If you're looking at like a Nissan Rogue or Altima, they give you the 30-day return promise and the complimentary Nissan maintenance plan. They also give you the complimentary lifetime warranty if you're taking advantage of any new or select used vehicles. It's awesome out there. So tell them Stalter sent you. Check them out online as well at AutoCentersNissan.com. It's Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues take on the Ottawa Senators tonight. Pregame starts at 5. Puck drop is at 6. We'll talk with Joe Vitale at 4 o'clock. So we are moving the Gauntlet to 4:15. Joe Vitale at 4 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. Also, the Dodgers defeated the Yankees last night in Game 3 of the World Series. Final score 4-2. The Dodgers now have a chance to win the World Series tonight. And we'll dive back into said series coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It into left field. That's down for a base hit. Here comes Stanton. Here comes Hernandez's throw. It is in time. Perfectly thrown. Teoscar Hernandez cuts down Stanton at home plate.
Not great. One of the many lowlights for the Yankees, or highlights for the Dodgers, depending on which team you're rooting for here in the World Series. Tonight it'll be over. Game 4 tonight. Yankees and Dodgers, and the Yankees are going to go out with a whimper. I called a 13-4 victory for the Dodgers. And again, this puppy is over with. Now, Marsh, you posed a question to us in the office that you wanted to kind of bring on air.
Yes, the question I have is, has this World Series proven Anthony right?
Yes.
You're probably driving around in your car and you're like, well, wait a minute. Anthony said the Yankees were going to win the World Series and they're down 3-0 and probably going to lose tonight. That is not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is that pitching and defense will ultimately trump offense. And that is really what it comes down to. We talked about, well, this World Series is going to be great. You have some of the best hitters in the world. Yeah, they've been fine. Freddie Freeman showed up. The Dodgers look pretty damn good. Shohei Ohtani really hasn't factored into the World Series other than one good hit that led to the tying run in the 8th inning of Game 1. And Aaron Judge, he might as well just stay home because he's not doing anything at the plate. It's been pitching and defense, and we just heard that coming in. Teoscar Hernandez, a great throw from left field, gets Giancarlo Stanton running home. But, yeah, Anthony, you were right. You've always been right.
About this.
About this, yes,
yeah,
of course.
About other things.
Pitching and defense.
About other things, way, way wrong. Yeah. Stan looked like he was running in jeans, says MD 2020 from the Snake Pit. MD 2020 with a great line there. It really does, though. It does come down to one team executing pitching and defense. I mean, the Dodgers outslug the Yankees? I mean, maybe to some degree.
They've hit a lot of home runs.
They have.
Yeah.
I don't think they've needed all of that because their pitching has been way better than I thought it was going to be. I'm still surprised with the way the Dodgers have pitched. Mm-hmm. I did not think the Dodgers would make it this far with what they were bringing into the postseason pitching-wise. I was wrong about that, but this does remind me of previous World Series where a team gets in and shrinks defensively, and either the bullpen isn't good enough or their starting staff isn't good enough, and they wound up bowing out pretty quickly. I remember the 2010 Texas Rangers. They were loaded offensively. They had it was almost the same team that we saw play against the Cardinals in 2011, but in 2010, they had Josh Hamilton, they had Nelson Cruz, they had up and down the lineup. They're like, wow, this offense is incredible.
Right,
shut down by Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Jonathan Sanchez, and a 19-year-old Madison Bumgarner. I mean, shut down 5 games, see you later. And that offense did nothing. The year after, we saw defensively, Cardinals were much stronger than the Rangers. And from a pitching standpoint, I mean, they had obviously the timely hits and everything, but the Cardinals were still better pitching-wise, too, in that series. So, yeah, it's always, to me, going to come down to pitching and defense, Carey.
Yeah, it's been good for the Dodgers. The Dodgers have been better. Tonight, we'll see how it goes. It's a bullpen game. They've already said that that's what they're going to do. That's the route that they're going to take. So I'll be intrigued to see how well this bullpen game goes for them and if they're able to close out the series. But I think it boils down, for me, you say pitching and defense, which I agree with, but I also truly believe in my heart your stars got to be stars. Like, every star, every player that is making X amount of money, and they're the highest paid player, and the eyeballs are on them, you got to show up. Mm-hmm. And I think the Dodgers have been able to do better with Shohei not having as much success than the Yankees have with Judge not having success. And I think that's what it boils down to, because good pitching is good. But if I got a guy that has hit 60-plus home runs, I expect him to hit a home run, or I expect him to drive in a run, or hit a ball in the gap, get a hold of one. Energize that team, energize your crowd, your fan base. And, they haven't been able to do that thus far. Yeah. Now, we were watching that game, and pregame, I sent you all a text message, and I told you this is on a specific person. It's on one guy and one guy alone. And that's Fat Joe. That was not Ice Cube. Like, it was complete. Like, I get it. And I love Fat Joe. I do. He's a fantastic rapper. Been around for years. I was when they said they had somebody, I had a guy in mind.
Does it start with a J and end with a Z?
I thought it was gonna be Jay-Z, and then they said Fat Joe, and I was like, oh, you couldn't get Jay, huh? He was busy.
He might be.
Yeah, you probably should have, or shouldn't have done it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you
got your rear end kicked again, almost immediately.
Yeah,
sorry, Marsh.
Clark Schmidt was like, what was that?
Yeah, he thought it was Jay-Z, too.
He's like, Jay-Z.
He was so distraught, he walked...
Shohei, right after he got off the mound. I mean, Joe was standing on the mound. As soon as he got off the mound, Clark said, Schmidt, take a base, Shohei. I'm frustrated.
I need a minute.
Yeah, I'm trying to recover.
Can we talk? I thought that was the weirdest thing. Like, why are you doing this after you've done introductions? The anthem, it was weird.
They did but they did it with Ice Cube.
I don't like that either. I'd rather than just...
I loved it.
No, I'm not saying his performance. I'm talking about, the moment. Let's do it before we do all these other things. Because now it's like, all right, we've done all the intros, the all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take the field, but instead we got to watch this guy stand on the mound and sing to 40,000 people and really not do a great job at it. But it was just awkward. It's like, there's just one guy on the field.
What you're saying is Aaron Judge isn't the only one struggling in this World Series. It's the Yankees front office, the marketing team, and anybody really associated with the Yankees.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Does that include the people that are rooting for him?
No. I mean, I haven't done well. I haven't.
In what facet? In what regard? In what aspect are you speaking?
Well,
because you're winning in our Bet the Board right now, so you're doing good. In that.
I think Jamie surpassed me.
You all would be tied if anything.
Yeah,
tied.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you: are you going to take the Dodgers tonight?
Oh yeah.
Don't do that.
This is over. Are you kidding me?
Stop it.
Are you kidding me?
I don't like it. I don't like this.
This is over. Because crown them.
You do this.
Crown the Dodgers.
No, you do this, and it's a reverse psychology thing.
It didn't work this past week.
It didn't work with the Falcons. Mm-mm. You did that with the Falcons.
I did, yeah.
And it didn't work.
I'm still up on that, though.
Nah.
It worked against the Eagles. It worked against the... Actually, no, it has worked. What are you talking about?
Well, it didn't work this past week. Maybe this week you don't have your...
It did
work against the Eagles.
And it worked this past week. I said the Buccaneers are a shoo-in.
Yeah, you're right. I don't like when you do this.
Oh.
Okay. Let me just say this.
Dodgers win tonight.
We got to get to punishing Carey here next segment for his Pick'em Challenge picks.
All right. Good.
But let me just say this, and I mean this in all seriousness. There is absolutely no way the Dodgers lose tonight. No way. Break out the brooms. Break out the brooms.
Or woman.
And sweep the Yankees right out. 0.0 chance the Yankees win tonight.
Might be onto something.
All right, Carey faces the punishments for his NFL Week 8 Pick'em Challenge crimes next on 101 ESPN.
Fast Lane Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light.
Well, you sure know how to pick 'em.
so we might have an issue here.
What happened?
Marsh is usually the one that has to fix the airsoft gun.
Okay.
And he's usually pretty good with it, but apparently, Marsh, is it broken?
Well, it's interesting because there's pellets that are falling out of this little orange tip.
Mm-hmm.
It's just falling out. It's just coming right out. And that's not good because, like right there, boom, it just came out.
Boom. All right, point that thing at me.
I mean, we can try it. We might as well do it now before
Let's do it.
All the pellets end up falling out.
All right, so Carey lost for the second week now. And both times it was thank you, Marsh, it was a tiebreaker situation. So
I don't
Carey's
know
got
how
to
this
face
happens. It's a conspiracy in the algorithm, if you ask me.
All right, Carey.
Broken.
We'll try this a couple of times, but...
If I get shot with 5 of them, I'm on 1. I'm out here.
All right, here we go, Carey. As you know, this hurts us more than it hurts you. Ooh. 3, 2, 1.
Oh! It works. Oh, yeah.
Was that right side?
Oh, yeah, buddy. That works.
Ooh.
It ain't broke.
Do you want same side or left side?
You got to go left side. You got to go left side.
All right, left side. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, no! Oh, my gosh.
It works.
That reminded me of...
That one was high.
High in the butt cheek?
Yeah. A little more lower. A little more. Ooh.
Yeah. There you go.
We were talking about
you're done.
The documentary, The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
At least in the second iteration, when Paul Crews steps back and fires one right at that referee, hits him, right in the groin area, lower body injury. And there's the guy that it pans to, and he's like, well, that one hurt,
Right.
That's what... That was me right there. I felt that.
Yeah. For some reason, man, it's worse this year.
It is a little bit. Man, that's spicy.
I had it last week, and man, that's tough. Yeah, Gator brings a good point in the snake pit. He said wearing sweatpants doesn't help. It certainly didn't. I don't think Carey was ready for that. He didn't check the 101 ESPN website.
Clearly.
Yeah,
I should have. I should have known if it was a tie, who's going to be the guy getting shot.
Typically Carey.
Me.
Yeah, so the Week 8 Pick'em Challenge now in the books. Pick'em Challenge refreshed by Bud Light. So you're done, Carey.
Yeah.
So BK is the only one that has not faced the punishment.
That's interesting.
Because CDU twice now. Yeah. Marsh, are you up to 3?
Yeah, I've been hit 3 times, technically 4.
Yeah, because
they got a 2.
Pellets came out twice. Yeah, I've been shot once. Jamie thus far once.
Yeah.
And BK he's been good. Actually, Jamie's facing 2, but 2. we didn't.
He'll get it when he gets back.
He got 1, but
he's been in Canada,
and he also wore his nice dress pants, so we didn't want to put a hole in him.
Might have been intentional.
Yeah,
they get it when he gets back.
Regretful pick for you guys. What was your most regretful pick?
The Bengals and the dang on Eagles. I after the first drive, we were talking about it. I felt convicted. I was like, oh yeah, Bengals gonna win this thing going away. Mm-hmm. They didn't. So that was a tough one for me.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I actually thought about flipping that before noon. That was the one I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about the Bengals today. But I didn't. I left it. So I think that was probably my most regretful pick.
I feel like we could all probably agree on the Patriots defeating the Jets.
Yeah, we probably should have had the Patriots, right?
Probably.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I was bad on that one.
I actually think I picked the Seahawks to defeat the Bills. I don't know why.
I'm right there with you.
Probably because I thought they'd beat a good, solid, fantastic Atlanta Falcon team.
Yeah.
Pretty handedly, too.
You mean a fraud of a team?
Well, that's not what I said. I thought maybe they could do it again against the Bills.
I blame the Commanders for this because I had the Bears, and clearly you had one shot. And you forced me to get 2 because you couldn't finish. You damn celebrating on the sideline.
By the way, speaking of Eminem, and we were talking about Jameis Winston yesterday, and we love that guy. He can do no wrong. He actually quoted Eminem in his post-game press conference on the field.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Keep him safe at all times.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do without Jameis Winston?
All right, so we do not have the Gauntlet until 4:15. Again, Gauntlet at 4:15. We got Joe Vitale coming up next. Joe Vitale will join us to talk a little Blues. We'll break down this matchup with the Blues and the Senators. It's an interesting one tonight. Joe will join us next in the Fast Lane. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN tonight on the Blues Radio Network. You got the Blues and the Senators. Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and somebody with that we will be watching tonight because he's on the FanDuel Network for the postgame or for the pregame is Joe Vitale, and he joins us right now via our Collier and Thompson phone line. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Stalter. This evening.
What's that, brother? You cut out for a second.
Oh, I said I just was being nice. I was just saying how you guys were doing this evening.
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. We appreciate you, Joe. Thank you. Tonight's kind of an interesting matchup with the Senators. So I actually want to start there instead of kind of diving into some of the injury news for the Blues. The Senators, they started off okay, and lately, I mean, they faced better opponents, but lately they've kind of, their goal prevention went to the wayside here. How do you think, from a matchup standpoint, the Blues fare against Ottawa when you look at this matchup on paper?
Yeah, I think on paper, you're right. It's a team that you've had success with over the last 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. This is a team that's been in transition for a very long time, has missed the postseason. Next to the Buffalo Sabres, one of the longest streaks of not making the postseason in the National Hockey League. So this on paper seems like one of those winnable games, but this is where it can really come up and bite you if you're not careful. And I think the Blues know this. I mean, you look at their captain in Brady Tkachuk, he's had 3 30-goal seasons. You look at a player like Tim Stützle, even though his scoring fell off a little bit last year, it's a guy that can put the puck in the net. The resurgence of Claude Giroux, a veteran player in his 18th season who continues to pile up points. There's a lot of good hockey players on the Ottawa Senators, and the one weak spot they have had over the last few years has been their goaltending. Well, now they've really solidified that with getting Linus Ullmark in there from the Boston Bruins. Of course, he was one of the big goaltenders that were going to be available this offseason. The Ottawa Senators land him. So this is where I think that you look at a team that's 4-4 in the Ottawa Senators. They're learning. They're trying to get used to the new pieces, but they have an interesting mix of young skill and goal scorers in Stützle. And then you have the veterans in Giroux, and they're relatively very deep with good goaltending. So this is going to be one of those games where on paper you thought, the Blues should take care of this one. But I think a lot of people will be surprised how difficult this game will be tonight for the St. Louis Blues.
Joey, the Blues have been dealing with some injuries. Had Leddy injured. Robert Thomas is out for 6 weeks. Matthew Joseph came up on the injury report. What are your thoughts of this team and how they're handling all of these injuries?
Carey, it's interesting. I think that the Thomas has only been a very small sample size. It's only been the 2 games. You looked at the first game of the Toronto Maple Leafs, man, they didn't miss a beat. You saw one side of this team where when they're committed to playing defense, I'm not going to say that they don't need Robert Thomas. They certainly can use him, but even his team without their best player, if they are that committed to defense, they're going to win hockey games this year. On the flip side, you go to Montreal without Robert Thomas and you decide to be a little bit more lackadaisical. You have, turnovers. You end up not playing a tight defensive game. You kind of want to play more of a track meet style, and that's fine. That's what you want to do. And the coach, of course, Drew Bannister told this group the same thing. If you want to play that way, that's fine. We're not going to have a lot of success. And I think you saw the tale of 2 different teams all within a couple days on this Canadian road trip. But the key for them right now is, for this Ottawa team tonight, how do you get back to channeling what worked so well in that Toronto game where you're okay winning a 1-0 game, a 2-1 game, maybe in overtime. But the reality is you have to be good defensively. You have to be tight defensively, and then offense will come. We haven't seen this team without Matthew Joseph. I think that this is going to be a bit of a shock for the Blues, because I think Joseph, along with Dylan Holloway, have been some of the 2 most consistent players for what they bring in and out, their speed, their tenacity on their forecheck. I mean, that Joseph Holloway Shen line for the first 4 or 5 games of the year, to me, that was my favorite line on the ice. So, he did come back to St. Louis. He is going to get looked at, which is never a great sign if you leave early on a road trip to be evaluated. Hopefully it's good news for Matthew Joseph, because he certainly brings a ton of speed.
I was going to ask about that, because with the injuries you've had and Thomas going down, have they kind of fallen into Dylan Holloway being the next center that they need? He's been playing really well at that position.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's got a gift of his speed. He can dart in and out of areas very quickly. He takes extreme care into the defensive zone. And, for centermen, this is the way you have to play. This is the rover position. This is you're all over the ice. You see puck, you hunt puck. Wingers, more positionally sound. Defensemen, more positionally sound. You need your best players to be through the middle of the ice. That's why every GM still to this day builds your team through the middle. You look at that Cup run year. You had Ryan O'Reilly. You had Braden Shen. You had Thomas in there. You had Oscar Sundqvist. I mean, the strength down the middle is what made that team so successful. And Dylan Holloway is certainly getting a great opportunity, along with Pavel Buchnevich, to play in the middle, because they both are just very in tune with playing strong defensive hockey. I don't know if it's going to stay this way. I think that if you're looking big picture, does Pavel Buchnevich stay in the middle for the rest of his time at St. Louis Blue? I actually think they're waiting for the next generation player to come up and play in the middle and kick him back out to the wing. Is that a Dalibor Dvorsky in a couple of years if he's ready? Does he come back in? He is a natural centerman. They want him at center. I think that Bucci at that point can move back over to the wing. But the good news for him, and of course with Dylan Holloway, is that they're young. They're in the prime of their career. And Holloway, of course, is approaching his prime. But Buchnevich is right in that prime. So they have the young legs. They have the energy. They have the lungs to do it. So keep letting those guys run up and down the ice in the middle.
Joe Vitale, right now. Sorry, I was talking to Carey for a second. Joe, you ended too quickly. Joe Vitale is chatting with us right now here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Joe, how do you get this? How do you get the special teams working with the Blues, specifically the power play? Some of the issues that they've had. What are you seeing right now?
You just said, Joe, you ended too quickly. That's the story of my life. The special team. What am I seeing? Let's see what I'm seeing.
What are you not seeing? How about that?
It's good stuff. The big matchup for me tonight, when you're looking at the part of the game to keep a close eye on, is going to be the Ottawa power play against the Blues PK. This Ottawa power play, one of the other reasons where this team can bite you is their power play is number one at home. They're at 47%. They're clicking very well. They have the number 2 overall power play in the National Hockey League. Now, I know this is a small sample size, but it does mean something. I mean, we're 8, 9, 10 games in for a lot of these teams. So we're into that first chapter where we've seen enough where this is a deadly power play for Ottawa. A couple of reasons. They have shots from the outside with Matheson and, of course, Stützle. You got Giroux. He's, again, one of the smartest veteran players in the league. He's been around almost 2 decades. But the big body in front, Brady Tkachuk, he's hard to move. He's got great tips. He's quick hands, much like Jake Neighbors, but just bigger. So this is where I think the Blues can really do themselves a service and be as disciplined as possible. Can you go a whole game without taking a penalty? Probably not. It's a fast game. Things happen. But to limit it to 2, 3 power plays per game is really going to suit them, I think, very well. You go back to the Montreal game, they ran themselves into a little penalty trouble there, especially in that third period. That high stick there by Scott Perunovich ultimately sets up the new hook goal, which became the game winner as that game continued to move on. Those are the plays you really have to avoid here tonight. So it's a personnel thing. You don't have Thomas anymore. You don't have Matthew Joseph. And you don't have Nick Leddy. From a kill standpoint, you're missing 3 of some of your best killers on this team. So it's really going to have to be that next man up mentality.
Hey, Joe, the Pittsburgh Penguins are taking on the Minnesota Wild tonight, and it could be Marc-Andre Fleury's last time playing in Pittsburgh. How special of a moment is that for him and for the city of Pittsburgh?
Well, it's going to be huge. I mean, we saw him out there today and yesterday, participate with some youth hockey players in Pittsburgh. He just embodies that city. He's a Penguin for life, whether he goes off to Vegas or Minnesota Wild. I mean, he's been on some different teams, but he'll always be a Pittsburgh Penguin. I had the luxury of, playing with him for 5 seasons, not only just watching how he prepares and competes. I mean, that's all good and well, but, what stands out about Flower is just the person he was. He was such a wonderful teammate. A small thing that he would do. I mean, when he was in Pittsburgh for 6-7 years, he already won a cup when I came in my rookie season. One of the things that rookies have to do every single day is pick up pucks at the end of practice and at the end of morning skates. And, for a lot of these rookies, we have to wait till everyone's off the ice. So that means you're the last one off. And in Pittsburgh, it was horrible because Sidney Crosby literally lived on the ice. He would not get off. He'd be out there for 2.5 hours. So me and 4 or 5 rookies are in the corner just trying to oh my God, is he ever going to get off? Him and Flower, they're just working on stuff, having the best time of their lives. They're like kids playing hockey again, like the 2-year-olds on an ice sheet in their backyard. But whenever that time did come, again, this is Fleury 6, 7, 8, 9 years into his career with 1 ring already. And we came to pick up pucks, and I'll never forget to this day the image. We're picking up pucks, and I see these goalie pads just slide in right next to me, and it's just Marc-Andre Fleury quietly on his hands and knees helping the rookies pick up pucks. You just don't see that. It's extremely rare for a veteran player of his status to do that. And, I in turn now do a lot of youth hockey coaching around St. Louis, and of course there's all this seniority about new players and young players and old players and first line, third line. I say to these kids, if Marc-Andre Fleury, if he doesn't have a big enough ego to get down on a knee or two and pick up pucks, still to this day, everyone can pick up pucks. And to me, that's a very short, small snippet of the person that he is. He was always team first, always cared about the guy next to him. And you know what, guys, when you do that, and you're skilled on top of it, you're going to make a long career for yourself in whatever you do.
No doubt, Joe. That's a great story. Thanks for sharing it, and have a great night. Have a great call, and we'll check back with you next Tuesday.
That sounds good, boys. You guys have a great week.
You too. Thank you. This is Joe Vitale here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Don't fret. We do have the Gauntlet coming up. Just had to move it back to work around Joe's schedule, which we're certainly more than willing to do. We love Joe. So, without further ado, do we need a new? We do. We do need a new.
Well,
Gauntlet.
we got one. We got one.
Perfect. All right. We'll play the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
All right, time for a late edition of the Gauntlet. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Tim. What's up, Tim?
Hey, not much, guys. Just just chilling right now, waiting for you guys to get on and challenge you.
All right. Well, sounds good. Welcome in, Tim. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, or me?
I've actually given it some thought. I want to take on Marshy.
Oh, nice. Okay. Why Marsh? I'm interested.
Because there was a contest you guys had where it was 4 people and did the picks for the month. Mm-hmm. And I was one of the first contestants, and I had Marshy, and he did really poorly for me, and he did really good for the next person.
So you got a
So this is a revenge spot. I love
it. He's been waiting on you.
I love it.
And I've been a little rusty. I haven't done the Gauntlet since October 1st. So.
Oh, wow. You've gone almost a whole month.
I've almost gone a whole month.
Wow.
So I'm a little rusty.
All right. Well, Tim, tell Marsh to spin that wheel, and then we'll kick Marsh out of here.
Marshy, spin the wheel.
All right. Here we go. Marsh, get out. Go to the cone of silence. Tim, what are you hoping for?
I would prefer random, but any subject is good for me.
Okay. You just wanted Marsh. You didn't care what the topic was.
He had his mind made up.
Yeah.
All right.
CD, you can see the wheel. I cannot.
You got baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sound good, Tim?
Yep.
All right. There you go. Okay, so Carey's sending me the launch codes here. We got 4 questions for you, Tim, all baseball. Each question is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, then those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. In 2021, who signed a 14-year, $340 million contract extension? In 2021, who signed a 14-year, $340 million contract extension?
Give me the options, please.
Sure. Xander Bogaerts, Fernando Tatis Jr., or Julio Rodriguez?
I think I'm going to go with Xander Bogaerts. Final answer.
Okay.
Question number 2. New Cardinals staffer John Jay played for 7 teams over his 12-year career. Where was his last stop?
I think it's the Miami Marlins. Final answer.
All right, Tim, question 3. Among pitchers who debuted in 1920 or later, only 3 have tallied at least 10 stolen bases. They are Bob Gibson, Rip Sewell, and who else?
I'm going to have the options for that.
I'm shocked on that one, Tim. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't have that off the top of your head. Denny McLain, Michael Lorenzen, or Greg Maddux?
I want to say Michael Lorenzen. Final answer.
All right.
Question number 4. Chaim Bloom served as Boston's chief baseball officer from October 2019 until September 2023. Before that, he was an executive with another American League club. Name that organization.
Man, these questions are hard. Give me the options.
Is it the Baltimore Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays, or the Texas Rangers?
Baltimore Orioles. Final answer.
All right. Carey, can you summon our guy, Marsh? Tim, how you feeling?
Not great.
Yeah, these are some tough questions, that's for sure. All right. Marsh is going to make his way back in from the cone of silence right now. He's going to plug in his headphones. Marsh, how's the cone of silence?
Oh, it was good. I was scrolling Twitter and I found a new Jameis Winston quote. I know we were talking about him earlier, and this is his latest quote from Good Morning Football. You can't say sky's the limit when people have been to the moon.
I mean, he's right. Yeah,
absolutely.
Makes sense. Sure.
Okay.
Jameis, man, you are a treat, Jameis Winston. Okay. Andrew Marsh, your category today is baseball.
Okay.
Gary?
Pack a lunch.
Question 1. In 2021, who signed a 14-year, $340 million contract extension?
In 2021. $14 million contract extension. Oh, boy. Why am I blanking on this? Give me the options.
Xander Bogaerts, Fernando Tatis Jr., Julio Rodriguez.
I'm going to go with, I don't think it couldn't have been Bogaerts because that wouldn't have been an extension. He would have signed with San Diego. Who was the second one?
Fernando Tatis Jr. And then Julio Rodriguez.
I want to give him. Give me Julio Rodriguez. Final answer.
Question number 2. New Cardinal staffer John Jay played for 7 teams over his 12-year career. Where was his last stop?
John Jay, huh? Why do I feel like it was the Arizona Diamondbacks? Or am I thinking of Daniel Descalso? I have 2 teams in mind. Let's use the options.
Is it the Los Angeles Angels, the San Diego Padres, or the Arizona Diamondbacks?
I got to go with the Diamondbacks. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I thought initially, so give me the Diamondbacks. Final answer.
Question 3, Marsh. Among pitchers who debuted in 1920 or later, only 3 have tallied at least 10 stolen bases. They are Bob Gibson, Rip Sewell, Penn Ace brother, and who else?
I don't think they're related.
10 stolen bases?
Mm-hmm.
Options.
Denny McLain, Michael Lorenzen, Greg Maddux.
Michael Lorenzen?
Denny McLain, Michael Lorenzen, or Greg Maddux.
I don't think it's Michael Lorenzen. I'm going to go with Greg Maddux. That guy was just unbelievable at everything. Super smart. I could see him knowing when the pitcher was going to start his release and just time that up just because he's so smart. Give me Greg Maddux. Final answer.
Question number 4. Chaim Bloom served as Boston's chief baseball officer from October 2019 until September 2023. Before that, he was an executive with another American League club. Name that organization.
The Tampa Bay Rays. Final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Among pitchers who debuted in 1920 or later, only 3 have tallied at least 10 stolen bases. They are Bob Gibson, Rip Sewell, and who else? Tim, with the options, you went with Michael Lorenzen. Marsh, you went with Greg Maddux. Correct answer is
Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddux is the correct answer. Marsh, you get a 1-point lead. Chaim Bloom served as Boston's chief baseball officer from October 2019 until September 2023. Before that, he was an executive with another American League club. Name that organization. Tim, you went with the Baltimore Orioles. Marsh, you went with the Tampa Bay Rays. Correct answer is
Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, Marsh didn't need the options on that one. New Cardinals staffer John Jay played for 7 teams over his 12-year career. Where was Jay's last stop? Tim, you said the Miami Marlins. Marsh, you went with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Correct answer is
the Los Angeles Angels.
Los Angeles Angels.
That's why we don't remember.
In 2021, who signed a 14-year, $340 million contract extension? Tim, you went with Xander Bogaerts. Marsh, you went with Julio Rodriguez. Of course, the correct answer is
Fernando Tatis
Jr. Tim.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Tim, I apologize, man. No revenge for you and Marsh.
That's okay. I bow to to Marsh's knowledge, and maybe I'll get him next time.
There you go.
Thank you, Tim.
Good job, Tim.
For what it's worth, Tim AB from the Snake Pit says, Tim must be a super nice guy because Marsh only beats super nice guys.
I said that right when I hung up the phone. Well, not hung up, but put Tim on hold. Get ready for the Gauntlet. I said, nice guy.
Yep. So, Tim, at least that's a consolation prize for you. Thanks for listening, man.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too,
Tim. Thanks.
Thank you. John Jay, I don't remember him being an Angel.
I don't either. I remember him being a Cub.
Yep.
Was he a Diamondback?
I don't remember him
he's
being
not a Diamondback.
No, of course not.
Great guy.
I thought
He was in Arizona. He was in Arizona.
Okay, he was.
And he was in San Diego, too. Wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember him as a Padre.
He's
and
a Cardinal, a Diamondback, a Royal, a Padre, an Angel, a Cub, and a White Sox.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he played for the White Sox either. Did Descalso end his career in Arizona?
Let's see.
I feel like maybe that's where I was going with it.
Yeah, he was
Daniel Descalso.
an Arizona Diamondback.
Yeah, not Arizona, but he was.
Year he ended it in Chicago the year before he was in Arizona.
What the heck?
Yeah.
He missed it by 1 year.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
You still won. It's good.
Yeah, 3-0. Nice job, there, Marsh.
Knocked the cobwebs off. And
Yeah.
Who's that, Stain?
Yeah, Stained.
It's Creed.
All right, it's the that's right. John from the Snake said Jay was in the trade for Jed Jerko. That's right. Good call.
Oh yeah.
Good call, John. All right, we got the Sports Six Pack next. If you got a question for us, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Text in your question. Sports Six Pack next. All right, this is how good Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation is. We called him to get him on the line to ask him about some of the latest things he's got going on. He goes, you know what? A little busy. I'm trying to get Jamie out of Canada. So this is how good Stewie is. He's always working around the clock for you as a customer. And Jamie recently became a customer of Stewie. And all Jamie had to do, because he was looking to buy a new home, is call Stewie at 314-324-4440. That's the exact same number that Jamie calls, that you can call if you're searching for a new home and you want to close in less than 2 weeks and you want to take advantage of the bagel loan. And the bagel loan is if you're borrowing $200,000 or more, you qualify for the bagel loan, which means no lender fees, no closing costs. These are all things that he's not just baking into the costs. He's trying to save you money up front. So when you're looking for your dream home and you're looking for the right loan and you're looking to save a ton of money over the course of that loan, call Stewie. Or maybe you want to refi. Or maybe you're in a situation where you got some debt going on and it's scary and you got some sleepless nights. You don't know what to do. You don't know who to turn to for help. Call Stewie. You can also text him. Personal cell phone number, 314-324-4440. He's available day, night. If for some reason you leave a message for you, he will get back to you. Don't worry on that. And tell him Jamie and Anthony sent you. Stewie's the best. Again, Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues take on the Ottawa Senators tonight. Pregame starts at 5 o'clock. Puck drop is at 6. And, of course, you can listen to all the coverage right here on 101 ESPN. We talked earlier today with Joe Vitale. If you missed that interview or if you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our full shows and interviews there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on Anthony absolutely ripping the New York Yankees, who are down 3-0 in the World Series. The Dodgers won 4-2 last night in the Bronx. So once again, if you missed that conversation or anything, just head to the website 101ESPN.com. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If you want to participate, you can. Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. Marsh, go.
Question number 1.
From the 918, how many rings do you think the Dodgers have to win in order for the Ohtani contract in order for Ohtani to equal the contract? Sorry, they're a little messed up here, but yeah, how many rings do they have to win?
Honestly, probably none, because they've probably already made up in merchandise sales, ticket sales, all that stuff. They probably have already come close to matching.
They'll win one tonight.
And they'll win one tonight. So
are they talking financially or just in terms of?
I think financially,
the deal making sense. Because I think if it's the deal making sense, I think you got to get at least 2 out of it. Like, I don't know the financial part of it. Once you spend the money, it's gone. Mm-hmm. Right? If your plan is to make it back. Yeah. But I think in terms of you spend that much money on a player with the expectation or the hope that you will win championships. So probably 2, right? At least 2.
I think as soon as they win 1, they got it.
So tonight, okay.
Yeah. So tonight, the signing will be justified.
What, 11-4?
13-4.
13-4.
Not
Dodgers.
1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
But 1.
Okay.
Yeah, just 1. LeBron.
They barely got 2.
They won 2.
They did. They lost 2
they
as well.
They got lucky.
They did lose 2.
They got lucky in that
Should have won 3.
Nah,
actually should have won
lost
2.
3.
If Ray Allen doesn't hit the 3 from the corner.
Yeah.
All of the Miami Heat fans are walking out.
Yeah.
They got smoked by the Mavs one.
They took him right behind the woodshed.
Can we take 1 second and talk about the Dwayne Wade?
It's a little weird.
What is it? The statue?
The statue.
Yeah. Doesn't look like him.
It's not as bad as the, who was it? Ronaldo? Was it Ronaldo statue?
That looked terrible.
That was bad.
That was bad.
That was probably the worst one.
You know what that reminded me of?
A handsome lad, and that statue was like not him.
Have you ever seen Spy Kids? And they take like the people and they start like kind of making them look goofy.
Spy Kids? I don't know.
Floops, whatever.
I don't think I've seen.
You haven't seen Spy Kids? There's a moment in Spy Kids, in the first one, where they kind of take these people and they make them look goofy.
Okay.
That's what it reminded me of, where you just took someone's face and you completely butchered it.
Yeah. I'll say this. That statue for Dwayne Wade looks nothing like him.
Have you all seen the show From? Have you ever seen that?
No.
The show?
It's called a show. It's called a show called From.
No.
I've seen the show Shogun.
No. Well,
I've been to Shogun.
It's like these people that come out late at night.
I just went there a couple weeks ago.
It's delicious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
they come out late at night and do bad things to people. You got to be in the house locked indoors and talisman and all that. That looks like one of the when they get angry, they shriek. Ah!
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
It's that.
Man.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I saw a documentary kind of like that one time. It was this guy he was going around New York and he was alone, except for his dog, and he also had to be locked in at night.
It's similar
for these. Yeah, I guess they're zombies. They would come out and they would hunt him.
Mm-hmm. You know what's wild?
Really careful
then
steps.
His dog.
His dog. Yeah. Boy, that's
saddest.
That was sad, man. The mannequin had moved, and he's like, I talk to you every day in the movie store. Why are you out here? What are you doing out here?
Yeah.
And man, that was
those zombies were evolving.
Yeah, they were.
You know what? You know what though? That guy, he survived.
Did he? Did he?
Well, in an alternate universe, because now they're making another one.
I think the vaccine survived.
We can survive explosions.
Yeah, if we put ourselves in a refrigerator. Indiana Jones taught me that.
Okay.
Yeah, a nuclear warhead dropped down, and Indiana Jones just put himself right in a fridge.
Boy, that's smart.
Survived it.
Yeah, that is smart.
Interesting.
All right.
Question number 2.
Yikes.
From the 636, is Aaron Judge the Lamar Jackson of baseball?
Yeah. Yes. How many MVPs for Aaron Judge?
This will be
his third?
Will it be his third? It'll be his second.
This will be his second?
He wins this year.
And Lamar's got 2?
Lamar has 2.
Probably working on his third. So, yes.
Yeah, Aaron Judge has been playing longer. Lamar is, in his 6th year?
But what we're saying is unbelievable in the regular season. Not so much in the postseason.
7th year. It's kind of close.
Unbelievable regular season player.
I don't.
Outstanding in the regular season. I would say yes.
I don't like it. Not going to lie.
Well, who would you compare him to?
Aaron Judge.
Lamar?
No, Aaron Judge. I'd compare him to himself.
Oh, don't do that.
He's one of one.
Don't do that. The whole he's one of one. He's a unique guy.
Yeah.
Just stop with your human beings thing. With your human being, your sentiments, and your positivity, and we're all
We are one.
We got a question yesterday, and I wanted to bring it up. I kind of forgot, but now I'm going to bring it up. How do you think Arson Judge would be doing in the World
Arson
Series?
Judge would be ripping it.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Just be on fire.
He'd probably be 7 for 10, 3 ding dong Johnsons,
4 walks.
4 walks.
Yeah.
Couple of stolen bases. Yeah, Arson Judge would be playing out of his mind right now.
Okay, here's another one from the 870. Is Aaron Judge Austin Matthews?
How many MVPs for Austin Matthews?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he's got it in my head. I mean, he's one of the best players in the NHL, though.
In the regular season?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Then I would say yes.
It's probably not his year, unfortunately. Old Aaron.
Austin Matthews doesn't have any MVPs, does he?
He's trying really hard.
Marshy?
I'm looking.
I'm on top of that, Rose.
That's a good movie. Documentary.
Yeah. It's kind of sick. 2022. He's got one.
So I just looked it up. It looks like he won in 2021.
21-22.
21-22.
22.
Gotcha.
MVP. Right. I don't know if you just said that, Anthony.
He definitely did.
That's okay.
No, I know you did.
So, yeah.
Question number 3.
Austin Matthews, Aaron Judge, Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Outstanding in the regular season.
From the 314, Cardinal fans seem to be okay with the direction they are going, but I wonder if they realize that this is a long-term direction. When Mason Wynn is a top 3 shortstop in 4 years, they're going to trade him. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think they will.
I don't either.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to go the Rays route up until what the Rays do with their top talent, which of course is just trade them off.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to have the money to save for guys like Mason Wynn and hopefully guys like Jordan Walker.
You got to do it before it gets too costly, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you got any, huevos and churros.
Yeah.
Because if you wait, it's going to cost you a little bit more. But if you go too early, you don't know what you're going to get for sure.
But you get what you get.
And you don't have a fit. And you deal with it.
Yeah.
I would pay them earlier. That way I don't have to cough up an extra.
Well, they gotta have the money.
Million. You don't think the Cardinals got money?
I mean, they're telling us right now that they don't have money.
Marshy. Come on.
They're going to have to
open them books.
They're going to have to trade players away. That's how much money they don't have.
We believe you. Just show us your books.
I don't believe it.
I think they're still looking. They're still.
They misplaced the books.
They misplaced it.
Yeah. They gave it with Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman took the books.
Took them right to
all these
LA.
former.
Jeff Lunau took the books, and they're still searching for them. They'll get back to you.
And Mike Schilt took the book that actually matters.
Yes, he did. Yeah, the book on how to win. Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Who knew? It was one book.
Yeah, just one.
One.
Last one.
Yep.
Like
they didn't make a copy of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
See those books? How to Become a Millionaire? Sell a book about how to become a millionaire. Yep. That's how you become a millionaire.
That's right. All right, we done?
I mean, if you want to be, I guess.
We're done with the sports 3-pack. Do you got one more great question? If you got a great question, let's
I do have a great question.
Okay.
Question number 4.
From the 636, Carey, what would you tell college football players who go undrafted in the NFL draft and want to play in the NFL, but just have to settle for the UFL or Canadian football? I'm sure the just keep grinding statement gets said, but what other pointers would you give to these players?
Be elite. Show up. If you are... Because that doesn't mean you aren't going to make it or you can't make it. You have to show that if you feel like you're the best, if you feel like you can play in the NFL, then you should be dominating those levels that are considered lower. The UFL, the Canadian Football League. I would tell that kid to my kids that I coach in high school. They would be frustrated if they didn't go Division I. Well, if you think you're that good, go to D2 and kill it, or go to FCS and kill it. Because if you're that good, they will come find you. If you're one of the best players on the field, no matter who you're playing against, somebody will say, "Oh my goodness, that guy can play football. Let's see what he does against better competition."
Right.
So, I mean, Cody Schrader is a perfect example. He was killing it at D2 at Truman. And he said, I'm going to walk on. And started like 10th on the depth chart. And 2 weeks later, he was 3rd.
Yep.
Start of the season, he's number 1. So my advice to you would be, where you are is where you are. You're still playing football. You're still playing the game. Be the best person, not the best at your position, not the best running back or the best, offensive tackle. Be the best person on the field, that when people turn on the film or when they come watch a game, it is noticeable. You can tell who the person is that is at the wrong spot and needs to go to the next spot. That's what I tell them.
It's kind of like the Tom Brady. You're 4th on the depth chart or 5th on the depth chart. If you get 1 rep, make it the best 1 rep.
Yep.
Make it the greatest 1 rep you have. Then if you get 3 reps, make it the greatest 3 reps.
Mm-hmm.
And then build from there. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. We've got Bet the Board. We've got criticisms and compliments. We have 3 stars of the day coming at you next ahead of the Blues and Senators pregame here on 101 at ESPN. If you missed anything from today's truncated show, you can always listen to the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board. Things are getting interesting. Jamie and I are now tied, right, Marsh?
You certainly are.
Now, how many legs did you hit? I know the Freeman one.
Let me check real quick. Yeah, once that happened, it
was over.
It was over. Yeah, it didn't really matter.
Stopped worrying about it after that.
Stopped.
I know the Panthers won because Jamie hit that one.
Let's see here.
You had Harris.
Najee Harris had over 66 yards.
Yes, he did.
Only two. Najee Harris and the Florida Panthers. Colorado lost to the Blackhawks last night, 5-2. William Nylander only had 2 shots. Tommy Edman, no hits. LeBron James, 24 points, rebounds, assists.
Gave it your best.
I did. Tried.
All right, so Jamie is taking the Minnesota Wild tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins or Penguins?
Pittsburgh Penguins.
I like Penguins.
I, of course, am going to take the lock of the century, which is the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're like plus 120, I think. Why?
Hey, had a bullpen game. Give me did you already write mine down, Marshy?
Soto?
Yeah,
sure.
There we go.
Yep.
Might as well take him as the last night.
Doesn't matter for me, but give me a Freddie Freeman home run.
I mean,
why not?
Actually, a good bet.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right, Marshy.
Real quick, from the 314, my first time riding to the fast lane. Unable to listen yesterday, but poor Stalter. Never seen a guy who had such pure love for his Falcons, but never thinks they can win. Friday, he told us they would lose at Tampa, for sure. You might want to show more confidence in your team that you love. By the way, every time I brush my teeth, I can't help but thinking of you clowns.
Yeah, thank you.
Probably puts water on it before he... after he puts the toothpaste on.
Yeah.
The right way to do it.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I once saw the Falcons lose a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. I will never be confident in them again.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
All right, real quick.
And that was one of many.
3 stars of the day. The Jugs Machine takes our 3rd star.
Yeah. Baltimore.
Second star goes to Anthony's rant on the Yankees.
Thank you.
And our 1st star of the day goes to Fred, who magically moved in the movie I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. There you go. All right, we got the Blues pregame show now. See ya.